Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Who all we got in the live stream tonight? Who all we got in the live stream tonight? Welcome back. Appreciate y'all joining. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. What's up, Lenny? 1 trillion wiped out. Yep. What's up, Lenny? Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, man. A lot of money. I think it's just about to start. I think this is the beginning of that downfall to the stock market and many other markets. We're gonna get into it. We got a lot of red out there. Got some news headlines to cover. I'm gonna get into the news. We're gonna talk about oil. Gonna talk about gas prices. We're gonna talk about World War III. We're gonna talk about the draft. So if y'all got children out there, I think it's a reality, man. I think it's a reality. So look, I'm not even out the clear. I'm so young. I'm not even out the clear of the draft if they do the draft. So I gotta have some game planning if I get drafted. You know, am I gonna do it or not? So hopefully that war over there wraps up, because I don't think we should be sending young people who ain't prepared for that. What's up, J Mance? You said you'll go? Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Got 9 people in the building so far. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let me get a quick roll call. Y'all come out the bushes. Y'all come in the chat, get some participation going. It could be fun. It could be engaging. So I like the engagement. That's why I like to do these live streams. We got a lot of red out there in the stock market. We're going to look at the indexes. We're going to talk about the futures. We're going to talk about crypto. All right, we're going to get into the crypto market. I'm going to get to the price action. We got a lot of stocks down. You can see a sea of red out there. Pretty much everything is down in the tech sector. Finance sector, everything is down. Palantir is in the green. That's not random. Walmart is in the green. Costco is in the green. Health sector, everything is pretty much down. Transportation down. Producer manufacturers down. So yeah, we got a lot of red out there. They say about $1 trillion was wiped out the market today alone. So hey, that's very telling. And I'm gonna get into the market. Let's come over here to the let's go ahead and look at, before I get into anything, we need to look at the treasuries. We need to look at the treasuries, because the treasuries are showing signs. Let me see, is this it right here? Yeah, the treasury market. We need to look at the treasury market, the debt market. So right now, the debt market is selling off, right? Selling off. So that just tells me inflation will rise, right? Inflation will rise. I'm looking at the 30-year. Let me hide this. To the left, I'm looking at the 30-year treasury market. To the right, I'm looking at the 10-year. In the bottom right, I'm looking at the 5-year treasury note. So as you can see, we got movement so far, and we haven't had movement in a while, but there's a lot of volume coming in. But the treasury market is selling off. This is a weekly chart. And this tells me that they're printing money, right? Money is being inflated, being printed into the economy. So treasury market coming down. And if it decides to get real crazy, right? I'm looking at these lows in here for a liquidity draw. What's up, Dusty? What's up, man? Made $200 on M2K. Shout out to you, man, for making money in these markets. It's not all about negativity. Because guess what? That's what I pretty much stand on. That's what I teach y'all. Learn how to profit in these markets, any market condition. It doesn't really matter. But the United States Treasury, right? This is the 30-year. Let me hide this right quick. Let me hide this. Let me hide these right quick. Yeah, I was analyzing the treasury market. So that's where I want to start tonight. The treasury market. Cut that down just a little bit. Jay Manson, he said equal lows. Yeah, man, there's a lot of liquidity right now in the treasury market is coming down. So if you don't know, the treasury market is the T bonds, whatever. So whenever these are selling off, right, their money is being printed into the economy. So we are currently borrowing money. They're not going to tell you every time they're borrowing and printing money, right? We got a war. Right? So we got to fund that war. So now we're watching the treasury market starting to sell off. They're active for the longest, right? For the longest, these treasury markets have been quiet for about a year, right? So now it's starting to sell off, which is doing what? When the pop quiz for the people that watch me and continue to want to learn this skill set. Whenever the treasury market sells off, what market that is significant starts to move higher? Whenever the treasury market sells off, what market goes higher? That's a pop quiz. That's a test question for y'all. I want to see who wants to answer that. Metals. We're gonna get into the metals. But what market, what thing, what asset is the treasuries directly tied to? What market are the treasuries, the 30-year, directly tied to? They're correlated with another market, another asset. Which market is the treasury correlated to? Come on now, somebody knows it. This market, the debt market, would not exist if countries and nations were dead broke. United States is flat out dead broke. So what commodity that we got to use on a day-to-day, that's a hint, what market is this directly tied to? It's opposite, it's correlated, but oppositely correlated. Jay Manson, gold? Whenever United States government, right, they need to borrow money, right? They need to borrow money. So what do? They go up and they print up a bunch of T-bonds or treasury notes or T-bills. And whenever they need money, they go to the Federal Reserve and they ask, hey, we need $1 billion. We need $1 trillion, right? Not oil. Come on now. I'm giving y'all all the hints. Listen to what I'm saying. We need to borrow. What are we borrowing? We are dead broke, right? Our nation is dead broke. We have nothing to offer besides military power and, corporations and corporations. We got nothing but military power and corporations. Boom, there you go, TZ. Smart man right there. Smart man. The dollar. So whenever the treasury bond, right, whenever the T notes start to sell off, right, this influences the currencies because we're dead broke. So we got to issue debt in exchange for currency. So and this is a weekly time frame, right? So if the weekly time frame on the treasury is starting to sell off large, like a lot of volume is selling off, and it's looking like it wants to come down and take out the liquidity below the market. If it gets really extreme, something crazy goes on, like an extended war where we might have to draft our children, including me. I'm a part of America's children, man. I'm still I'm not a senior yet. I'm still America's child. And I might get drafted, right? I'm not trying to speak that up, but I just might. I'm still in that age group. It's from 18 to 39, right? But let's say, hey, they want to extend that war over there, and we're going to have to draft up some soldiers. We got to create some bombs and weapons, right? So they're going to ask to borrow some money, and they're going to go to the Federal Reserve. They're going to say, hey, Federal Reserve, we need X amount of trillions to fight this war. The Federal Reserve is going to be like, okay, here you go. We're going to exchange those T-bonds for dollars. And when they're going to hand us over dollars, they're going to fund it over into they're going to put it into the Department of Defense. They're going to send it right to the Department of Defense. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to add interest to that. So not only they're going to borrow the money, they're going to add interest to that. So it's going to want to sell off, right? Now, if it's selling off, what is that doing for the dollar? Let's look at the dollar. Look at the dollar. Starting to rally, right? Let me hide this right quick. Look at the dollar. If the treasury is going lower, that means they're printing money. The money printers are on. So what does that do for the dollar? Strengthen the dollar, right? The dollar is starting to rally higher. It's starting to go higher. Starting to move higher. Let me go to the weekly. That's the previous 2 weeks in the dollar. You start to see strength in the dollar because they're issuing debt. They're issuing debt. So whenever they issue debt, the treasuries go down. I'm teaching you something. Make sure y'all write that down, because the debt market is the driver of the economy. Everything is debt. Everything is in debt, right? We're all in debt. Every country is in debt. Every country is bankrupted by central banks. Every country is in debt to central banks. So the people that got the power are the central bankers. And it goes beyond them as well. It goes beyond the central bankers. But the people in power are the central bankers. And they got us in a chokehold. They got nations in the chokehold. So we gotta bend to our knees, pause. You got governments bending to their knees and begging for money. But they're gonna get it anyway, especially America. They're gonna get it. And then with the power of the dollar is the world reserve currency. So everybody around the world has to bend the knee to the United States dollar because of the world reserve currency status. So right now, with the conflict going on, we got a strong dollar, right? Inflation, money is being created to fight these wars, right? And other unnecessary shit. I ain't gonna get into it right here, but they're printing money to fight these wars, keeping the dollar strength, the dollar supremacy in power. Oh, what's up, Dorelli? Y'all press 1 if y'all understand that. Press 1 if you feel me. Am I keeping it real? Now you can track this in the markets, right? You can visually track this in the markets. So whenever the dollar gains strength, right, and the treasuries are selling off, money is flowing to dollar, right? The money is being created and flowing into the dollar. They're flooding it into the dollar. And if the stock market is starting to show weakness, people are going to sell stocks and go to safe haven. The safe haven right now is going to be the dollar or precious metals. But precious metals, guess what? They extended it. They sent the precious metals higher before this dollar started to rally, right? Before it started to rally. So either people are going to park their money in cash, or people are going to park their money into gold or silver or metals, real estate. But hopefully I'm keeping it real for y'all. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe. Over here giving y'all free game over here, giving y'all the real. So yeah, the dollar is showing strength. The treasury bonds are going lower. They're showing weakness. So let's look at, I'm going to go take you to the futures market. Let's go look at the S&P. Well, before I do that, let's check out some of these headlines, right? Check out some of these headlines, and then I'm going to take you to the S&P 500. Let's go home. All right, we got a lot of reports, right? A lot of reports. Breaking news. Nearly $1 trillion has been wiped out from the stock market today alone. 1 trillion, right? 1 trillion. Is everybody having a good time? I don't think so. I don't think everybody's having a good time, right? Probably how I'm going to wake up in the next 4 weeks. Yep. Y'all get ready. Y'all get ready. People without stocks. Oh well. Well, me and my community, we gonna be shorting the market. That's the whole point of this. We gonna take advantage of what's to come. We not gonna be panicking. We gonna be in them shorts. Let me see. Fuck your portfolio. Ain't that how it is right now? Fuck your portfolio, crypto people. I'm a crypto person, so I'm not talking about you, but that's what they saying. Fuck your portfolio, Trump. It's crazy. Some of us can care less. Some of us can care less. Let's see. So yeah, 1 trillion wiped out from the global stock market. Reports circulating today claim that Close to 1 trillion in market value has been erased from the stock market in a single trading session, reflecting a sharp wave of selling across major financial indices. Yes, 1 trillion, 1 trillion. Yep. Yeah, we gonna be good, man. We gonna be good. How many of y'all own stocks, right? How many of y'all own stocks? I want to see. Do we have stockholders in here? I know some of y'all, a lot of y'all got stocks. A lot of y'all been invested for a while, but for us millennials and Gen Zers, you know what I'm saying? Are y'all heavy into stocks? Let me know. Look at this. 8 hours of work, 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of losing money. Life of a 9-to-5 trader. That's funny right there. That's crazy. But yeah, man, stock market down 1 trillion. Let's come over here to the, let me go back right quick. Let's go back. And let me come over here to the, let's come over here and look at the S&P. Let's look at the S&P. And let's kind of get a close look at it. This is the daily time frame in the S&P, right? We've been stuck in a range for a while, and we haven't done really much. But yes, small little movements in the stock market can wipe out billions and trillions of dollars in one day. So what I'm looking at in the S&P 500, where are they trying to draw price to, right? Where are they trying to draw price to? Well, the first thing you want to ask is, where's the liquidity? What do I mean? Liquidity is where the pending orders are in the market. Liquidity is where the market makers leave behind their orders. So that's what you got to ask yourself. Where is the liquidity? Where do they leave liquidity? Below old lows and above old highs, right? Below old lows and above old highs. So they've been stacking lows in the market. They've been leaving behind pending orders in the market ever since November 2025. And we can go even further back to August 2025. So yeah, we can kind of forecast and predict where the market wants to go beforehand. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe, right? So this is the S&P 500. In the past 2 days, right, we've been getting a sharp sell-off. And what did I show you with the treasuries? I mean, the dollar. The past few days, the dollar's been gaining strength. The treasuries have been going lower. So whenever the treasuries go lower, money is flowing into the dollar, world reserve currency. But whenever the treasuries go lower, the stock market goes lower, right? Because more money is being created and people are selling these stocks. Now we got other elements like war. We got other things that's going on, but they're going to want to drive it down here. And I'm kind of seeing maybe tomorrow going into Friday the 13th, right? Friday the 13th, we might have a nice little sell-off in the stock market and other markets as well. We might have a Black Friday. I'm not guaranteeing that. I'm not saying that's going to happen. But we might have a little Black Friday. And if we do, you remember who told you first, right? So this is a daily. I'm going to come back here shortly. I'm not going to give too much. I'm going to come back and do a deeper analysis. But what I'm showing you is where the liquidity is resting in the market. And you can see these lows. Let's zoom in a little bit at these two equal lows right there. These two equal lows. That's not random that they do that, right? That's not random. They are staging orders. Market makers, they are staging orders below this low to come refer to this at some point in time. Let's go down to the 4 hour. 4 hour time frame. Y'all in the Discord, I went over this earlier, but this right here, this is a new week opening gap right here. This is the new week opening gap. I'm gonna take a Fibonacci. Right there. And I'm looking to see if this shows weakness, right? I want to kind of see if this shows weakness, this new week opening gap area. You can already see how we traded down to it, through it, and we have inverted it. We have inverted the new week opening gap, and now we're trading back into it, and they might be offering themselves a short position. Let me add some more levels. Go from the quadrants to the eighths. Boom, just like that. Do y'all think that's random, right? Let's zoom in a little bit. Do you think it's random that price is currently trading at this specific level right here. Do y'all think that's random? No, it's not random. And I want to see if it wants to find weakness. It's currently 8:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? 8:42 Eastern Standard Time. And we are currently in the Asia session, right? Asia session. So I don't trade Asia, but that's the session we're currently in. So we're currently trading into this area. Let's go down to a 1 hour. Drop down to the 1 hour, right? And what I'm looking for is weakness. I want to see it show some weakness. Y'all in the chat, right? For my studious students and my studious people. What kind of candle is this right here? What kind of candle is this right here? You tell me if it's random or not. This up close candle right here that I have my cursor on. What kind of candle is that? AWB, bearish order block. Yes, you are correct. Dusty, manipulation candle? No. You might be looking at the wicks, but I'm looking at the body of the candle. That is a bearish order block. Price is currently trading directly into that right now. I'm monitoring the midpoint of that. So if I like divide this in half and only highlight the midpoint, price is currently rejecting off of that right there, right? So that's a bearish order block right there. So I'm looking to see if we want to draw weakness. It's 8:43. Now listen to what I'm saying. It's 8:43. What time element is coming up here shortly in a few minutes? What time element is coming up here in a few minutes? I drop down to the 15-minute time frame. What time element do we have coming up in a few minutes? Yes, the rally. Macro. Macro starts at 8:50 to 9:10. During that specific time, I want to see if there's some type of movement in price. I want to see if there's some type of movement in price during that time window. Remember, we're trading into a higher time frame level, and I'm just kind of watching that. But let's zoom out a little bit. And we can look at the past few hours, the past few days, right? Price has been selling off. We went up on a Tuesday, right? Price went up Tuesday. We cleared out buy side liquidity. This high right here. Took that out. Took that high out right there. And above that high, we're pending orders to go short. So, zoom in. Above that high was pending orders to go short. So what do? We trade up, take that high, right? We drop displacement. Above this high, pending orders, short orders. We drop in the market, and then they form this right here. Y'all in the chat, get some participation going. What is that right there? What is that right there? What kind of candle is that right there? Who knows? Yes, the rally. SIBI. Sell side imbalance. Buy side inefficiency, right? Price trade displaces lower, trades down, trades into it, drops. What is it aiming for? Y'all in the chat. What are these levels right here? You see all these swing lows in here? What are they leaving behind in price? What are they leaving behind in price? What are they leaving behind in price? Yep, the rally, liquidity. Sell side liquidity, right? Sell side liquidity. Orders, yeah. They left behind orders going long. Take out the liquidity. Here goes your entry point right there. SIBI. Price trades lower. And then what does it do? It trades back into it. Boom. Just like that. And then it drops. It drops. Takes out some minor liquidity right here. It retraces back up. Consolidates. And then it drops. Boom. Just like that. Takes out liquidity. Then it consolidates, right? And then it continues lower. Sells off some more. Trades into that new week opening gap that I got highlighted. Trades down. Trades up. Check this out. Swing high to swing low. Swing high right here. Down to the swing low right there. I'm going to put on my optimal trade entry tool right there. So it goes down to a discount, right? And then it trades back up to the premium of this range from swing high to swing low, trades back up to a premium. Equilibrium, you can short that equilibrium. It trades above it, you're going to get a premium opportunity to sell. Trades up into the premium, right? Consolidates. Why is it doing this back and forth in here, right? Why is it doing this back and forth? Look to the left. Here it is right here, another SIBI. It's at a premium. Smart money is shorting at premiums. They're buying at discounts. Now here you go right there, premium, trades into it. Boom, 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 premium. You could be putting orders in because that's what they're doing. Let's look a little bit higher. You see this right here? You got a volume imbalance plus SIBI, which is a fair value gap. You got to combine the both of them. Right here to right here. Draw it out. They're even offering themselves even a more premium price at the what? Optimal trade entry, which is what? 0.705 level. Trades right into it. Optimal trade entry. You can't hide this shit, right? You cannot hide it. Shorting opportunity. Look where they're selling at. Look what the algorithms in the markets are selling at. Boom, right into the SIBI. Wicks into it 1, 2, 3 times. They're putting on huge orders, and guess what it does after that? It rolls over and sells off again. And when it sells off, it's taking out these lows in here, taking out liquidity. And after they take out liquidity, that's what you've seen today so far. And then it goes into choppiness. And here we are right now. And here I am right now trying to tell you, hey, we're currently trading back inside this inversion, new week opening gap. And we're looking to probably come lower to take out these lows and lower lows from down here based on the higher time frame. So was that a lot for y'all? Did y'all keep up? Y'all let me know in the chat. If y'all brand new, can y'all keep up with that? Did it make sense? Is it going too fast? Let me know. Is it a lot of information? What I'm doing is I'm showing you how to tape read the market, right? I'm showing you how to read price action, but it's not, I might make it seem easy, but it takes a while to kind of like learn the language. I might make it seem a little easy, but it takes a little while to learn the language. What time is it, y'all? 8:49. What's coming up here in 1 minute or less than a minute, in 15 seconds? We got the macro, specific times. Now the macro, you can't see this. It's not shown in the chart. It's hidden in the charts. The macro is hidden. So it's a time element that you can't see, but it's there. It's a time element that you can't see, but it's there. Here it is, 8:50. I'm kind of leaning. I want to see it drop a little bit. Let me go down to a 5 minute. Oh, look at it making that curve. Look at it making that curve right there. Look, it trades up, takes out buy side. It's a 5 minute time frame. Takes out buy side liquidity right here. Clears the buy side. It's currently consolidating. So that is 8:50. You got from 8:50 to 9:10. That's a 20-minute window. Let's drop down to a 1 minute. 1 minute time frame. I'm gonna go ahead and put a short on right there just for entertainment's sake. I'm gonna put a short on right there, right? This is the S&P. Put a short on. What am I shorting at? Can anybody tell me where am I shorting at? What do y'all see in the chart? Why did I short right there? Can anybody see? Can anybody tell me? I'm gonna roll this up right there. Can anybody see what I shorted at? What do y'all see? There you go, AWB. There you go. Yep, you're learning something, man. You learned something. This right here, you see this right here? This was a BISI plus volume imbalance, right? BISI plus volume imbalance. But what are we doing right now? We're kind of inverting it. Right there. And what I want to look for is weakness, because it could come up, it could stop me out, but I'm just getting some demo trading in. I'm getting some practice in. right? I'm gonna place my stop loss. Where do I place my stop loss? I place my stop loss. See the fair value gap? The 3 candles that form the fair value gap? I place my stop loss right above it. Boom, right there. Where am I looking to get out at? Well, I kind of want to see it drop, man. I kind of want to see it come on down. And let's see if we can get out right here. Boom, right there. Yep, looking for displacement. Looking for displacement. Now we just entered the macro. Specific time. Time first and then price. Time first and then price. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe. If you're learning, I'm teaching you something. Teaching you something. Don't take it in vain. I'm trying to be the best teacher and educator when it comes to this, because most channels ain't gonna teach you this, right? Most channels ain't gonna show you what to do and how to do it, right? This is actually priceless. It's free game. So here it is, time of day. I'm not just shorting at any random level, and we're gonna let that play out for a minute. Let's try to. I'm trying to let it play out. I want to get into some other things as well, but we can watch it for a minute. I'm getting in that trade. So when I get in the trade, right, I'm counting points. So from my entry, from right here down to my target right there, that's a 31 point run in the S&P 500. That's very significant in the S&P 500. That's a significant price run. So what's up, Shep? Appreciate you joining. Dusty said you went short with me. Oh Lord, here we go. Here we go. This is not financial advice. I do have a disclaimer. I do have a disclaimer. I'm not encouraging you to take any real trades. This is for simulation and educational purposes. So just because I do something don't mean you should do it, right? So I just gotta make that understood. So don't blame me if this goes wrong. Don't blame me if this goes wrong, because it can go wrong. They can drop a bomb right now in the United States and this shit go crazy. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. Smash that like button. Appreciate y'all joining, man. Appreciate y'all joining. Subscribe. Join the Patreon. The link is in the description, in the chat. Pinned to the top of the chat. So we just consolidate right now. It's real slow. So normally Asia, right? Asia session is real slow. It's very slow. So sometimes there's not a lot of volume and it can start looking like this. Now, when we're in the peak hours of the day, like the New York session, there's more volume in the market. More volume in the market. We're trading back into that volume imbalance. Boom, right there. Let me zoom out 5 minutes. On the 5 minute, right? On the 5 minute chart, trading into an order block. Trading into an order block. So I kind of want to see if that order block wants to show resistance. But I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to come back here in a minute. Dusty, make sure you monitor it for me, all right? Make sure it don't go wrong on us. I'm going to leave it to you. If it goes wrong on us, it's going to be your fault. It's going to be your fault. Still in that macro, though. Still in that macro. Let me look at the hourly. Look at the hourly. Because here in a minute, we're going to begin the new hour. Here in about 4 minutes, the new hour will begin. And it's already not liking it. The wicks are wide, too. The wicks are wide. Let me give a higher stop loss. Let me put it about right here. Right there. Come down to the 1 minute. And we'll see what it wants to do. We'll see what it wants to do. Just range it for now. I'll come back in a minute. All right, so Well, what I want to get into, man, let's get into some topics. I'll come check this trade out in a minute. If it stops me out, cool. If it runs, cool. But I want to get into some headlines. First thing I want to get into is let's get into the oil prices, right? Let's get into some oil prices. Let's get into the war in Iran. Let's get a little update going. Let me pause the music, put on my audio. Now let's get into this.
Is vowing now to keep the Strait of Hormuz shut down in his first purported public message. With the strait closed, oil prices are again rising today, nearly 2 weeks into the U.S.-Israeli war with Iran. You can see it here in a live look of Business Insider's Market Watch on oil prices. It's showing the past year of prices, and you see that spike over there all the way at the right of the screen. That would be us now. Where will the war take these numbers next? Will there be more spikes? Brian Abel brings us the latest today from Washington.
In an alleged first statement by Iran's new supreme leader, read by state-run media, Mujtaba Khamenei says the Strait of Hormuz will stay closed as a, quote, tool of pressure. Iran has attacked ships attempting to pass through the strait and is escalating its attacks on nearby ports like Bahrain, crippling international trade and sending the global price of oil skyrocketing past $100 a barrel. That's despite an agreement by 32 countries for a historic release of 400 million barrels of global reserves. The critical oil shipping route at a near standstill traditionally carries a fifth of the world's oil shipments. The U.S. Energy Secretary says U.S. military escorts of ships through the passage will eventually begin.
It'll happen relatively soon, but it can't happen now. We're simply not ready. All of our military assets right now are focused on destroying Iran's offensive capabilities and the manufacturing industry that supplies their offensive capabilities.
Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump declaring victory against Iran during a Wednesday evening speech in Kentucky.
You know, you never like to say too early you won. We won. We won the bet. In the first hour, it was over.
The statement said to be from Iran's new Ayatollah, promising retribution.
We will not forget. We will revenge on the blood of your martyrs.
In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
So yeah, man, that's the update right now. Trump talking his shit. The Ayatollah, he talking his shit. Oil prices rising up. Let's go check out oil. Let's go check out the oil market, right? So this market is extremely volatile. I would not, if I was trading it, I would not be trading. I'll be reconsidering. But for people that are trading it, I know they're getting effed up in this market. Oil currently trading at $95 a barrel. But that's crazy because earlier this week, let's go down to the daily time frame. Earlier this week, right, oil sold off on Tuesday, and oil went down to $76 per barrel. So it's like, okay, and when it went down to $76 a barrel, they was like, yeah, you know, the war is over. We're hinting that the war might be over. We might use our stockpile of oil reserves, etc. But now it's right back up to $95 a barrel, and it just opened up about an hour ago. It opened up at 96, and it went up to $98 a barrel, almost touching $100 a barrel again. So I don't think it's over. I think oil is very bullish, and I think oil is it's still going to go higher. And if it goes higher, that means, guess what? Inflation. They're going to blame. I just showed you the treasury market, right? I showed you, and I give you the perspective of whenever the treasury goes down, the 30-year bond, whenever the 30-year is starting to sell off heavily, that's signs of inflation. That's signs of a strong dollar. And at the same time, we got oil starting to boom, starting to go higher. We're going to feel it as a global society, right? We're going to feel it in every sector of society. You're already seeing it in gas prices. It used to take me a few months ago, it was taking me like $36 to fill up. Now I'm paying in the 50s, right? You're going to see it in food prices. You're going to see it in everything. Every consumer item that you can think of, you're going to see inflation rising. And then here we are. They're going to start blaming Donald Trump. They're going to be like, that's the dumbest motherfucking president we ever seen. He was just being praised, but now he's fucking catching backlash. But oil is fucking booming. Oil is booming. It's currently trading at 95.16. Let me go down to the 1 hour, and What are we seeing in the 1 hour? All right. So even the oil market, right? It gaps open. So it gapped open right here on Friday. I mean, it closed on Friday, last Friday, and it gapped open here on Sunday. Excuse me, on Sunday. Gapped open on Sunday. Close right here, open right there. That is the new week opening gap for oil. New week opening gap for oil, and it's very volatile, right? Very volatile. It sells off. So when it gapped open on Sunday, it opened at $98 a barrel, and it shot up all the way to $119 a barrel, almost 120. And then that was on Sunday, and then Monday it sold off. So what they were doing, market makers, everybody putting their bets in and their hedge in on oil, and they was doing that last week when it was running higher. And what they did was they went in there and liquidated everybody that thought oil was going to go higher, which I still think is going higher. But for the traders, smart money, people got liquidated. And I wonder if I can find something on that oil. Let me check this out. Oil liquidations. Oil liquidations. Let's see right here. Recent intents. Let me pull this up right here. Let's pull this up. This article from CoinDesk. I don't know how reputable CoinDesk is. I'm just going off what the internet is saying, right? Pretty much. But I could see it in the price action. Oil shorts on hyperliquid gets wiped out as crude surges 30% on Iran escalation. All right. Crude oil's historic price spike driven by a sharp escalation in the Iran-Israeli conflict triggered nearly 4 million in liquidations on hyperliquid tokenized oil contracts. So that's a specific platform. 36.9 coming from short positions. The surge pushed CL-USDC contract as high as $114 and helped make oil one of the platform's largest single asset liquidation events outside of Bitcoin and Ether. So there you go. People are trading oil. They're doing it in a tokenized environment. Shout out to my crypto people, right? They're doing it in a tokenized environment. Jay Manson, pre-Bush get richer with his oil. Yep. Boss, can you put the fib on the oil range? Yeah, I'll do that. Let's go look at oil again. But before I do that, I just want to show y'all that, yeah, people are getting fucked up in oil, trading oil. People that never traded oil before are getting liquidated, right? So, yeah, man. And they're not even talking about the futures market. They're talking about the tokenized environment on Hyperliquid. I'm not familiar with Hyperliquid. Some of y'all might be. I don't touch that platform, but yeah, people over there getting liquidated on that platform. So, okay, let's come back to oil. So right now the range, right? Let's go out to the daily, because you got to zoom out with oil, and there's really no AWB. There's really no defined range on this, right? Because you really can't put a range on this unless you go out to like a 3 month. And if you go out to the 3 month time frame, right? The 3 month, which is the quarterly time frame, the range would have been from this low right here up to the high right there, right? And we recently, prior to this breakout, we dropped down into discount of this 3 month quarterly range. And when we dropped down to discount, we traded into this bullish order block right here from January 2020. So they left a bullish order block in the market in January 2020, and then it dropped down into this BISI right here, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, which is a fair value gap. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, which is a bullish fair value gap. It trades down into that. And again, this market is it's a long-term thing. So they was already positioned back in, I want to say April of 2025. And then they gave themselves more positioning in the fourth quarter of 2025 in October. And then here we are, first quarter, boom, take off just like that. It's too fast, it's too volatile. So if we go down to the 20-day and you try to find a 20-day dealing range on oil, well, the range is so wide, so you got to zoom out. The range is so wide, so you got to zoom out on the dealing range. Just go back 20 days. All right, 20 days right there. And you can see that's the 20-day range if you just do a 20-day range on oil. All right, so it's in the premium. It makes sense, right? It's common sense that this is in the premium. So would I be wanting to buy this? No, because I think they want to continue to push it higher. and reach for these equal highs up here. Oil, y'all get ready, man. They playing like as if there's going to be relief. No, it's not about to get no relief. World War III has started. All right, World War III has started. So, hey, get your house in order. They're coming up for these highs. They're coming to 123. They're coming for 130. They're going to push it higher. I could see oil going to $200 a barrel, but in the near term, I could see them pushing it up to 130. And here we are at $95. This shit is volatile. This market is super volatile. So that's what it is for now. Let me read the chat. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe. Smash that like button, subscribe. Hyperliquid is a crazy DeFi platform, very volatile. Yep. They're over there trading oil. People got liquidated, 40 million. Sounds like the price move ain't random. Nope, not random at all. Smash that like button, y'all. Subscribe. That's oil, right? And we just went over some oil news. What else we got with the gas prices? Y'all in the chat. I got 20 something people in the chat. Y'all let me know where you from and what is the gas looking like. Where you from and what the gas looking like. If you from overseas, what the gas looking like. What is the gas looking like? Oil. Oh, wait, gas. All right, let's play this, man. Gas prices or 6 hours ago. Let me see. What do I want to play? Gas prices going up. Will it end? No, I don't think it's going to end no time soon. It's not going to end no time soon. Let me go to filters and let me press today. What's going on today? Gas prices finally break MAGA. Let's see what they're talking about. Let's play this.
Websites your competitors don't want you to know.
Let's play this right quick.
All you do is go to this website, and it lets you find out exactly how much your competitors are.
Live look at America becoming great again. Leave the ladder there, bro. We're in for the long haul. Oh, yeah, that's right. And we can tell you right now where this sign is going. Just go ahead and get them letters ready. Put the numbers away. Go ahead and get them letters ready.
Walk.
And speak.
And they did the math wrong. Now, the owner of this gas station is a huge MAGA. Huge MAGA. He was losing money on his gas. That's how much he wanted to support Taco. And they did the math wrong. He thought it would cost him like $4,000 or $5,000. $300,000. Now he has to file for bankruptcy. $300,000. He was losing so much money on gas because he could claim that he had gas below $2 a gallon that it's now bankrupt him because his accountant, who's his wife, did the math wrong, and it's cost him over $300,000. You can't make this shit up how ignorant these people are.
And don't mess with my pickup. New Uncut. Derek, a 3-time Trump supporter, is voting blue this year. Mr. President, gas is still $3 plus a gallon, higher than under Biden. Nothing's changed.
Listen to Mr. Trump, Mr. President. Help us out. It's been almost 6 months and you still ain't bringing gas prices down, Trump. Why? Why ain't you drilling? Drill, baby, drill. You know, it's $3 a gallon. Yeah, gas is $3 a gallon. Yes. Mr. Trump, I thought you were going to try to help us out. But promises you made, promises you're not keeping. Yes, Trump, please hear our cry. I've supported you 3 times. I voted 3 times in 3, 6, 9 years, Trump. Please, Mr. Trump, help us out. We need it. We cannot afford to pay $3. Gas is higher now than it was when Joe Biden was in office, Mr. President. Come on, get it together. Help us out. Yes, we need help. Joe Biden should have ran again.
Check it out. That's his support. That's his foundation right there, man. Please, Donald Trump, help us, Donald Trump. We thought you were gonna make drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill. He ain't drilling. He not drilling. He lied, man. That's his support, man. The MAGA. The MAGA is upset. God damn. What's up, everybody, man? Make sure y'all smash the like button. Naquan, we are watching a well transfer. Oh, it's brutal, bro. It's brutal. Kind of seen this coming, man. Kind of seen this shit coming. We knew it was coming. We just don't know how it's gonna come. Newsom over there in California blasted for insane gas prices after trying to blame Trump. So we got Newsom out there in California trying to blame Trump. California is different, man. Yeah, I can't see how y'all live in California. Beautiful state. Fucked up politics though. Fucked up. It's not even real. That's not even part of the United States. What else I got, man? Let's come over to X. Oh, let me go check my trade right quick. Let's go check my trade. Oh, I got stopped out. Dusty, why didn't you say nothing? Dusty over there quiet. He ain't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. I got stopped out, y'all. I got stopped out. Dusty didn't say nothing. So I'm not touching it right now. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Let's go down to the 15-minute. Go back out to the hourly. It's an illusion. This must have been a couple weeks ago. He probably praying to Trump right now. Yep. Not sure if they know that for drilling to be profitable, oil needs to be like $1.50 a gallon again. Yeah, man, probably so. I'm gonna put another trade on right quick. I'm gonna put another trade on up in this S&P right there, and I'm gonna kind of move my stop loss up a little bit higher. Put my stop loss right there, and this is a simulated trade. This is not real trading. I'm just practicing, and I kind of want to see it drop. Let's see if it eventually drops, right? So simulation. I'm gonna come back and check on it here shortly. This is the S&P 500. If you're just joining, over $1 trillion wiped out of the S&P or the stock market today alone. I feel like there's gonna be more to come, so it's not done. The market is not done. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe. Dusty, it's going to drop. Dusty, you sitting through it? Oh shit. See, I had a tight stop loss, right? I like to run with tight stop losses, but right now I'm just waiting. Sometimes you gotta widen it up a little bit. I'm also looking at this wick right here. This wick, it can show sensitivity in that wick. So Dusty, I believe you, bro. I believe you. I think you know what you're talking about. So let's see if it drops. All right, let's see if it drops, and I'm gonna come back here shortly. What else I want to cover? What we got to cover? The Iran war still escalating, still doing its thing. I think we kind of covered that. We know all about that. Let me see. Oil, we talked about oil prices. We're gonna get into the draft as well. The draft. We're gonna get into that draft. Let's come over here to X right quick. Let's go over X. Let's look at some of these things I saved, some of these posts. Crypto is king, right? 1 billion in silver. This is what 1 billion in silver looks like. And then they saying 1 billion in Bitcoin on a ledger. Yep. I don't give a damn. Silver is king over Bitcoin. Talked about the stock market. We got a lot of randomness going on. We got an Austin shooter, right? Austin shooter today. Here we are with the narratives in the States. We got shooters. We got acts of domestic terrorism, or not even domestic, sleeper cell terrorism. So we got a lot of that going on. The sleeper cells are starting to activate, but you know what? I think some of them they not really, like this guy right here. He's not really trying to go through it. Some of them is like, I think some of these guys just wanted citizenship. So some of them, you know, y'all don't know what y'all think is going to happen. You're not going to, I don't know. Do they have a big enough sleeper cell army to make chaos? Because they got some crazy Americans in here too. You know, some people ain't going for it. But an Austin shooter neutralized an U.S. citizen from Senegal. So a guy from Senegal, he went on a shootout in Austin. New York City bomber, that was a few days ago. Children of neutralized U.S. U.S. citizens from Turkey and Afghanistan. Old Dominion shooter, that was today, neutralized. U.S. citizen from Sierra Leone. All right, so they're pretty much what they're saying is these people were U.S. citizens, but they're foreigners, so they're dual citizens. So we had one from Senegal, we had one from Turkey and Afghanistan, we had one from Sierra Leone, and we got one that was from Lebanon. We had a Michigan synagogue attacker, right? And these are their faces. Make them be known. Make them be known, right? Make them be known. These are their faces, okay? This guy from today, right? You wouldn't even suspect it. We got sleeper cells in our U.S. military. So make that make sense, right? So let me zoom out. Let's keep going. We're gonna get into the military draft, and we're gonna talk about the draft, because if you under 40, if you under 40, you're eligible. I'm gonna say that. The no clear motive starter kit, right? No clear motive starter kit. That's crazy. We got Hamas held a military parade in Gaza. So, you know, Hamas doing what Hamas do. They don't never chill. There's never no chill with them. We got Trump. He wanted this. He got a lot of funny shit on the internet. You know, they pretty much saying Trump is Adolf. Trump is Adolf, right? Breaking. Fed has officially canceled rate cuts in March. Did they? The rate cuts have been canceled. Odds have just dropped below 0.8% today. Praying for our bags. Damn, they canceled the rate cuts, huh? I don't know how true that is. This is the internet. Another photo of the Old Dominion University gunman today. That's another photo. You know what I'm saying? Like he's out there. You know, would you ever suspect it? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? Probably not. That's crazy. Let's see. Let's hear what this guy got to say.
Here from the floor of the New York financial institution in the world. Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, the Einstein of Wall Street, here from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, the greatest financial institution in the world. Whoa, the ceiling, the floor, quarter for 250,000 with 3 A's. Take them, let's talk. Closing out a Thursday in March. What a wild and crazy day. Nothing but red on the screen. Closing out really basically on the lows of the day here. And that is significant. 422 on a Thursday, March 12th. 1.4 billion on the tape. 3-1 declines versus advances. The VIX is up more than 10%. Transports down, FANG down, across the board. Nothing but equities down, with oil up, obviously the 10-year up, the dollar index up. Dow Jones closing down 750 right off its lows, and the S&P 500 closing down 105 handles. That is significant. Normally, historically, when you close down at the lows of the day, very often you will see a gap down the next day and some kind of a capitulation. Before a weekend, I'm not sure. Anything can happen, but this was one of those days where we were not inundated with a lot of chatter about the war. However, we did have that massive spike once again in oil, because you remember we had gone from 60 to 80 to 119, back down to 80, and then from 80 to 90 and 90 to 100, where we closed today $101.50. That inverse trade of the oil trade versus that is starting to imply a lot of inflationary implications and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, in a funny little way, I mean, it's not that funny, is we've been eroding at least 1% a day out of this market, and finding ourselves having peaked out at 50,000, the Dow, we're back down to 46.6. Having peaked out at 7,000, the S&P, we're down at 6,600. So we've still lost some serious erosion here. Now, look, can we not make all this back once this war ends and things start to settle in and we get a little bit of footing around the S&P 500 and the Mag 7? Absolutely. But for now, we're not there yet. There's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of mixed messages, a lot of converging stories, a lot of lack of truth and clarity, a lot of lack of transparency and honesty. And so what you're left with there is fear, anxiety, plus a commodity trade, which is significant, plus a geopolitical situation that is absolutely massive. And when you've got all these moving parts and so much mixed messages and so much lack of honesty, clarity, and then what you're left with is a sell-off that is significant in all ways. And you know, whether we're going to look back on this as one more buying opportunity, I'm not really sure. Or this could be the beginning of something that is way, way bigger than we think. Anyway, all that being said, I'm closing this day. I'm the Einstein of Wall Street Global Trading Academy. It's a beautiful day to be alive, but it's a great day to trade. Check it out. I'm out of here. Have a great night.
Now check it out, man. This guy, he's been on Wall Street for many years. I think he keep it real to me, to be honest. He has nothing to hide. He's seen a lot, and you hear what he just said. We in the early stages of something I feel like that is catastrophic, but me and my team, we gonna be in here trying to find opportunities in this what's to come, right? So, and when I say find opportunities, if the stock market gonna sell off, we gonna be shorting that shit down wherever it wants to go, because we kind of know where it wants to go. We can kind of, you know, get on sync Get in sync with the market makers. It's nothing to be scared of. You just gotta know what you're doing. But the average everyday person, they're gonna feel pain, right? They're gonna feel the pain. And I think we're going into some shit we never been seen before. We might go into a multi-year downside to the stock market, which we haven't seen in a very, very long. I haven't seen it in my lifetime, I don't think, where the stock market might sell off for 2 years straight or be in a bear market for 2 years straight. So, hey, we gonna see. Smash that like button, subscribe. What else we got? News report, U.S. cities and targets now in the crosshairs. New York, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, Houston, Miami. My latest threat analysis breaks down which U.S. city shows the highest exposure and the types of targets most likely to be hit if Iranian sleeper cells are activated. I don't think all of them are from Iran either. You think all the sleeper cells are from Iran? I don't think so. I think they're from everywhere. Guardian members can read the full, okay, blah, blah, blah. So this is like a little map, a little terror map. You know what I'm saying? Major cities across the United States. If you live in one of these cities, let me know in the chat. What city do you live in, right? We got Seattle, Washington, high alert. Well, let me read the threat level. We got moderate in orange. We got strategic in yellow, which is infrastructure. And we got a red, high exposure. So if you live in Seattle, Washington, you're a red, high alert. If you live in San Francisco, you're yellow, strategic infrastructure, which is what? Silicon Valley, the tech hub. If you in Los Angeles, high exposure, right? Because y'all got a lot of shit going on in LA. San Francisco, so we got like 3 major cities on the West Coast that's in the crosshairs. We got Colorado Springs. What's in Colorado? I would say data centers. We got Dallas, Texas in orange, right? We got Austin, Texas in yellow. We got Houston, high alert, red. Damn, that's crazy. Because there's a lot of foreigners coming through the border right there. Chicago, red alert, right? Chicago, red alert. Atlanta, orange, moderate exposure. We got Tampa, Florida. We got Miami, Florida. Be prepared. We got Norfolk, Virginia, Washington, D.C., New York. I'm so glad my state is out the way, because some of these states, you come around and fuck around if you want to, you're going to find out. And I know Texas is one of those states. I know Florida is one of those states. I can't speak for the rest of the United States. It's parts of Georgia, yeah. But I know in the deep south, you know, you fuck around if you want to, you're going to find out. But over here on the West Coast, I know y'all are unarmed. Y'all really can't do too much. But you got to do the best you can, right? Do the best you can. Risk factors, you got crowds. So you got large crowds. So if you see large crowds, like I know in Houston, Texas, then they just had the Texas rodeo or that Houston rodeo out there in Houston. That was a large crowd event. It could go down, right? It could go down. What we just seen today with the shootings. I'm sure those were at large crowds. We got government facilities. So government facilities, if you work in government, be cautious, right? If you got to go to work every day and work at a government facility, be cautious if you live in one of these areas. Energy sectors. So that's very strategic. If they start hitting our grid, that's going to be fucked up because I need my internet, right? I need my damn internet. I need to be able to trade. So leave the grid alone. And we got transport, airplanes. Everybody got to travel. So yeah, we've already seen scares already with, I want to say, was that this week? Shit is happening so fast, but we did just see bomb threats and shit like that on airplanes already. So if you're traveling and you have to fly, be on high alert, right? I'm not here to scare y'all. I'm just passing the news along. Let me see. Let me read the comments. Lenny, arm up. Yep. Dusty, I live above the north in Boston in Canada. Okay, you out the way, Dusty. Idaho, Shep, you out the way. The gangs are unarmed in Cali or Chicago. Yep. I'm heavily armed. Yep. South by Southwest starts today. Oh yeah, you already know how it goes down in Austin. Jay Manson, you already know how it goes down in Austin. So it can go left real quick in Austin. You might need to get you one of these, y'all. Y'all need some speed with some off the road capabilities, right? You might need to get out of Dodge, but with some off the road capabilities. So you might need to pick up one of these ATV Mustangs or something. You know what I'm saying? You might need to get one of these to get the hell out of Dodge, and keep armed and put the camouflage wrap on it. You know what I'm saying? This is for my people at work. You're trying to learn how to trade. You got meetings, you got deadlines, emails, but guess what? You're gonna get that trading in. Alien war. What stock market crash? What starts crash? Well, alien where? You're just coming in clearly, right? You're just tuning in. You probably, if you're just coming in the live stream, are you just coming in the live stream? But if you're just coming in the live stream, I'm giving context behind everything I'm saying. There's a potential downward movement in the stock market, and that's all I gotta say. We going through it. So if you just come in and you be like, what stock market crash? Hey, it's looming, all right? It's looming. That's all I gotta say. All right, if you're just coming in, relax. You probably like, what stock market crash? I didn't see the stock market crash. I don't see nothing crashing. Well, guess what? I'm an analyst. I can kind of like forecast out into the future a little bit. I got a little magic going with me, and I think there's going to be a little downward. There was about $1 trillion wiped out of the market today alone. So that should tell you something. And we got geopolitical conflict. We cannot ignore the things that's going around. I went over the treasury market and how that correlates with the currency, and how the currency, if we got a strong dollar and they're inflating and they're printing money, that's going to bring weakness to the stock market. People right now need a safe haven. They're going to metals and the dollar. So people are selling, smart money are selling their stocks and stuff like that, and they're going into metals. They're going into the currency. So yeah, the stock market could potentially come down. And I'm already saying tomorrow we might have a Black Friday. We might have a Friday the 13th sell-off, right? It's an illusion. LOL. What crash is a top call? Oh shit. Check this out. Oil reserves in the USA and Canada. Oil reserves in the USA and Canada. So, you know, we over there, we don't even use our own oil, right? We're not even using our own oil. We need that oil. We need that Middle Eastern and Venezuela oil. We need all the oil, but here we are. We sitting on a stockpile over here, right? Especially in the southern region of the United States. We are heavily strapped with oil in the Midwest, right? So it looks like California got some oil as well. But that's the oil reserves out there in the United States and Canada. What else we got? This for my crypto people. Invest in crypto. Isn't it stressful? Hopefully y'all holding up, right? Hopefully you holding up, right? How long has it been since y'all been in crypto, man? Are y'all keeping it together? You know what I'm saying? You need some water. You need some water. AWB, Cali has a couple of refineries in Torrance. Yep. So yeah, man, hopefully y'all are keeping it together, crypto people, right? You know what I'm saying? They drive you to the end. God damn, don't look like that guy, man. Just take me at this point. If I'm starting to look like this, I'm ready to go. If I'm starting to look like this, it's just time for me to go. I don't want to be this, you know. It looks like he needs some adrenochrome. You know what I'm saying? He looks like he need that adrenochrome. God damn, he needed bad, right? So far, look, the U.S.-Iran war has now cost. I'm gonna go ahead and round it off. The U.S.-Iran war has now cost, and I think we only been in by 3 weeks now, $18 trillion to American taxpayers, right? 18 trillion to the American taxpayers. So here we are, you know what I'm saying? Inflation going up, cost of goods and services going up, gas going up, rents going up, mortgages going up. And guess what? They got money for wars, right? They got money for wars. So there you go. Happy birthday, Merry Christmas. Happy birthday, Merry Christmas. S&P 500 lost about 690 billion in today alone. But this month, right? This month, the S&P 500 alone, just the S&P 500 has lost 2.2 trillion in market cap. Right? 2.2 trillion in market cap in the month of March. And we just began this motherfucking this month. We just began this month. Let me come back over here and look at my trade. Let me see what we got going. Still in it, right? Just sitting in it. It's Asia session. Currently sitting in this short. And we kind of up right now. We up in profit, right? Up in profit. I'm waiting for this to drop. I might have to wait for the 950 to 1010 macro to see some movement, but I'm still in it, right? So we're going to come back and check that here in a minute. That is the S&P 500. I'm trying to short the market. You know what I'm saying? You see the headlines, right? Doesn't it make sense? Why would you be trying to buy right now and go long? Unless you don't know what you're doing. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Major alert: Simpsons are now claiming Donald Trump will die. I don't wish that, but he would die on March 14th. I don't know how true this is, but I did see somebody say on the 14th the internet is gonna go crazy, but we can't confirm nor deny. Right? We can't confirm nor deny. Check this out: 6 screams to lose money 6 times faster. Right? This is when you know you serious. You didn't went all in. Right? When you're doing this right here, you done went all in. I'm gonna get this set up right here. I need about 3 flat screen TVs, 4 computer, cell phone, tablet, monitor, all that. I need this setup right here so I can be locked in. This is the setup I need. I think some of y'all need that setup too if y'all trying to do this. I need that setup. I like that setup. Oil at $96 a barrel. There you go. Ha, that's crazy, ain't it? Oil at $96 a barrel. Let's see. 4 military drones were stolen from Fort Campbell. Let's play this right quick. Which I don't understand how this is even possible, but let me go ahead and play this.
This hour, there is a $5,000 reward to figure out who stole several drones from Fort Campbell. The Army's Criminal Investigation Division shared photos of these 2 men. They illegally went into a building at the Army base last November and took 4 drones. They left in 2 different vehicles, a light-colored sedan and a dark-colored pickup truck. If you recognize either vehicle or the suspects, you should contact Fort Campbell. This hour, there is a...
How the hell you walk into a military base and steal military equipment? But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Boy, the internet crazy. I ain't got no comments on this, but the internet crazy. Check that out. I ain't got no comments on that. I'm politically neutral. But look at that shit. That's crazy, bro. The fuck? That is crazy, bro. Let me see. I'm gonna get back to the charts in a minute. A worker's saying what? Tyson Foods anyway. Let's look at this. Y'all eat Tyson chicken? Let's check this out. Let's talk about the food, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they're hitting the food supply too.
I worked second shift and I saw a lot of crazy shit. You go to work drunk. You could go to work drunk off your ass. Everybody there except the older people were drunk. Yes. Down to the meat. I knew I wasn't going to work there for long when I told that little dumbass supervisor, he was younger than me. When I started working at Tyson, I was 23 years old. My supervisor was younger than me, so you know he was stupid as fuck. Anyway, I told him the meat was green and yellow and pussy and it had holes in it, like deep holes. That's cancer. So when we showed that to our supervisor, I was like, run it anyway. If you got cancer and you ate McDonald's or wherever Tyson Foods distributed meat regularly, it was probably the motherfucking meat. I ain't lying. I said, oh, fuck. And then when it come out them big ass cans, and I worked where you had to push the shit in this big ass blender and push it on down the line. It was motherfucking terrible. It got so bad, McDonald's was sending the shit back. If you eat at McDonald's now, your stomach should feel a little bit better. Because when I worked there years ago, McDonald's was sending the meat back because the meat was smelling horrible and it was terrible. But that's just some of the shit that I've seen. I've been waiting to expose Tyson. We can make this a series if you want to, but we...
Yeah, so that's Tyson meats. I'm sure everybody has eaten it. Let me see. I'm gonna wrap this up here shortly. I'm just going through some news. Shocking footage of a member of the crew of one of the ships that got targeted in the Persian Gulf. So he looks pretty messed up. You know what I'm saying? He looks pretty messed up. Gas prices have reached $8.21 per gallon in California, right? So that's insane. $8.21, $8.29 for diesel, right? Get out of California, man. Get out of California. Makes no sense. As Iran escalates, Congress passes automatic involuntary draft registration today of the Liberty Report. Involuntary draft registration, right? And here comes the draft so that the globalist elite can send young American men and women to die in a foreign land. So what I want to know is right now, who's between the age of 18 and 39? Because guess what? You better start doing your push-ups. Because you know why? The enrollment is still down. They thought the enrollment was starting to go up but enrollment is still going down as well. It's still low as well. So who's between the ages of 18 and 29? Let me know in the chat. 18 and 29 in the chat. I mean 39. 18 and 39. Who's between the ages of 18 and 39 in the chat? Let's hear what Rand Paul has to say. Shep, you 37? Shep, you better start doing them push-ups. I'm doing mine now. I'm getting ready. I'm doing my push-ups now. I'm gonna fight back first, but they're gonna have to drag me over there. They might just drag me over there. I'm not going to jail. I'm not doing jail, but I'm gonna fight when the recruiters and the police come to my door and they looking for me. First of all, I'm gonna be hiding out first. I'm gonna play like I'm not running from you, but I'm gonna be hiding. But when they finally find my ass, I'm gonna fight them, and then they're gonna have to drag me over there. But I'm not going to jail though. I'm gonna be like, all right. I'm not going to jail. I don't want to go to jail. So, but I'm gonna fight y'all first. But I'm doing my push-ups. AWB 40. You ain't 40 yet, AWB. And I think that if it gets really crazy, they're gonna raise it. They're gonna raise it to about 47, right? Because I already see over there in Ukraine, Russia's sending 50-year-old men to fight that war because people don't want to fight it. So I don't know how psychotic this country can get. Darrell, you said that you thought the cutoff was 36, 26? No, man. Nope. It's 18 to 39. Now, they might get all the young folks first, but they're going to come get our ass. It's an illusion. I'll go to prison before I fight for the small hats or Donnie. Man, I see people say that unless you already been to prison, right? Have you ever seen the conditions of prison? Do you know what them people going through behind them prison walls? It's a bad situation, right? There's people right now in Ukraine. Russia. Russia released their prisoners to go fight the war, and it's a mixed bag. Some of them want to go back to prison, and some of them want the freedom because some of them are doing life in prison. So, hey, it's a bad situation, bro. Look, you either gonna fight for it or you gonna take it, right? When you go to jail, you either gonna be a fighter, you gonna take. Okay, either gonna take it or you gonna get tooken. So which one? That's a fucked up choice, right? You got three options. Let me propose this to y'all men out there. See, women kind of got it made. When you go to prison, right? They're implementing the draft. You got three options. You go to jail, and if you go to jail, you either got to take it or you got to get it tooken, or you go to the war. You gonna take it, get it tooken, or go to war? Which option y'all taking? Which option are y'all taking? I'll fight for the people, but your ass is going, Shep. We not fighting. Look, Shep, we not fighting for the people, because if we were fighting for the people, we wouldn't be our asses over there. We not fighting. Well, we fighting for the Iranian. Who we fighting for? We ain't fighting for nothing. It's a lost cause because it ain't our people in the States we fighting for. We not fighting for us. Everybody said war. You got three options. You either get it took, you got to do the taking, or you go to the war. Goddamn it. That's y'all three options. There's no other options. It's an illusion. Don't get me wrong. I prefer the world, but if I'm away from my wife, kids, and home, I'd rather them come visit me. LOL, it ain't that common like that, bro. If someone gets in your boot, you violated someone, or you're chicken shit. Nah, man. That's how it gotta be. That's the only option. So, yeah, man. Speaking of the draft, let's come over to TikTok, and I'm gonna get back to the chart. Let me check my trade. Check my trade. Still in profit. So let me come back over here. Let's check TikTok, because I like to see TikTok, and I like to see what the people got to say. A lot of people on TikTok. So let's see what people got to say about the draft and the war, right? So let me pull this up, cut the music off. Now let's see what the people got to say about the draft and the war.
Well, break and fuck the news and fuck all of us, I guess, because it looks like the U.S. military draft is now talking about 18 through the ages of 39. Bruh, I'm 30. On top of that, I'm diagnosed with schizophrenia, and I've been since the age of 16. Am I even useful for this? However, though, the only thing I can see is, like, unless you got bone spurs, you're going. Bro, I'm not about to fucking die for this billionaire, bro. Fuck y'all. Well, break and fuck the news.
You hear? What else? What other people got to say?
Oh, and I almost forgot. Let me put this shit out in the ether, out in the streets. My kids, my two sons, one of which is 19, freshman in college. The other is 21, works for a multi-billion-dollar race team, travels all over the country, living his best life. They've got their whole lives ahead of them. They are not, and I repeat, they are not fucking going to fight a war for a fucking foreign entity and die when they've got their whole lives ahead of them. Not fucking happening. My sons aren't going. Draft, I don't give a fuck about a draft. They're not going. I'm just, like I said, I'm putting this out in the streets right now. I don't give a fuck. They're not going. It's not fucking happening. Or anyone I know is not going to let their sons go over there and fucking die for this madness. Not going to fucking happen. Regime change. I don't give a fuck. Go to fight for oil, steal gold of the third temple. I don't care. They're not going. They're not going. You can come and get me first. You can come and get me. I'm in good enough shape. I'm in good enough shape, and I don't give a fuck. Like I said, just letting you know. Not going. It's not happening. You're not taking my sons over to some foreign land to die for your fucking proxy war and your fucking money laundering war. It's not happening. It's not happening. I hope you see it, and I hope you know. Myself or anyone I know is not going to allow it to happen. So are millions of people. It's just not going to happen. All right? So do what you got to do. You're not getting my sons. Oh, and
there we go. We got a concerned father, right? We got a concerned father. He not with it. He not sending his kids. These people over the Gen Zs and shit, the Gen Xs, they not prepared for that. And I'm on the late end of the millennials. We not built for that, man. We ain't trying to fight no war. I ain't got no beef with no Iranian motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? We over here struggling in America. And y'all can't help us here. What makes you think I'm gonna fight this war? What's in it for me? Goddamn it! And I don't want no Challenger or a Corvette. I don't want none of that, right? I don't want none of that. Let's see what the other people got to say.
Man, could you really imagine a military draft with this generation? Man, President Trump, good luck with that shit. There's no way that this generation will allow you to draft them. These motherfuckers will rather go to jail. And if anything, jail ain't that bad nowadays anyway. I mean, motherfuckers is in jail with cell phones. Motherfuckers is in jail with dating profiles, and they got more women than the motherfuckers in the free world. I mean, they in jail making hibachi and all type of shit. So jail for a lot of these young kids is looking better than the military. And I'm sorry not to knock this generation, but it ain't the toughest set of people. I mean, these guys are walking around with fucking purses and bags and got their ass all out with their pants sitting on their calf muscles and shit. Like, this is probably not the generation to be thinking about a draft. You might have to wait a few years into the future and hoping that shit changes, but this generation, y'all is tripping.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's crazy. So you can come over to TikTok and you just type in draft, and you got a lot of people, or military draft, and you got a lot of people expressing how they feel about this, because this is a real thing. There's a lot of people that's really concerned. People are already struggling, and now they got to worry about getting drafted, because who remembers a year ago when they implemented this and they snuck it in one of those bills? And that was just like a year ago, a few months ago, back in like November, October, something like that. I forget. And now here they are. They snuck it in quietly last year. And now here it is being proposed, right? They're talking about it because guess what? Iran can't be beat from the air unless we nuke them. But we're not trying to pull out the nukes. So we're going to have to go in on the ground. And guess who they trying to get to do it? A young generation who ain't prepared for it.
So with the talk of there being a draft, I will give you guys ways that you could possibly avoid being drafted. Obviously, it'll be between the ages of 18 and 25. If you are between those ages and you do get drafted, if you decide not to go when you are drafted, there's a fine or there's a prison sentence, which is really extreme, considering that the person who might do the draft avoided the draft because he had money. But we're not going to talk about that. So here's some key things that will disqualify you. If you have respiratory issues such as like asthma or pneumonia within the last 3 months, or any type of reactive disease, you are disqualified. If you have any mental health problems. Now, obviously, this is diagnosed, so it can't just be like, oh, my mental health is struggling. You have to be actually diagnosed. There's obviously like psychosis, autism, and then ADD, ADHD, and then a plethora of other things. Cardiovascular and blood issues. That's like hypertension, coronary artery disease, heart valve disease, or any history of blood clots. Obviously, there's more options as well. Any orthopedic problems, so like scoliosis, joint instability, or limitations in motion. Obviously, a lot of you know about being flat-footed. If you're flat-footed, you will be disqualified. Any
oh shit, I'm flat-footed.
neurological disorders, such as like seizures, epilepsy, or concussions that happened recently, or if you have any type of STD, such as AIDS or HIV, or any type of severe allergies, cancer, or obesity, you will be disqualified. There's some other ways you can enlist in another branch of the military. You can register as a conscientious objector. You can get married and have some kids, which I do not recommend. You can claim a medical condition, as I stated earlier, or you can just flee the country, which I think is like a really good option, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie. So with the talk of there being a draft, I will give you guys ways that you could possibly avoid being drafted. Obviously, it'll be between the eight.
Man, so those are some ways you want to get out of it. Go run your car into a tree. If your name comes up in the draft, right, go run into a tree. Not, save yourself, and then, you might get out of it. Right? So, yeah, I mean, there's a ton of videos on that. So I thought that's pretty interesting. I'm gonna keep up to date with that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm gonna play one more. This guy was pretty funny. This kid right here, he's just turning 18. He was pretty funny. So I'm gonna play this video. Any day now. I'm gonna refresh it.
So what's the order they should get first?
The people that are already in,
right?
Y'all shouldn't be losing that low anyway.
Right. Oh.
Right. Then the amount of bombs and nukes that we got.
Andre,
I'm
you don't know what's in there.
And we got aliens too. Come on now.
Andre.
Come on. Then get the people in jail. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Getting them people in jail.
Jail and prison?
Yes. Prisons
Yeah,
at every county cell. Get them gone.
Then who's next?
Then go down to the veterans. I'm sorry too, but they're experienced.
But they're elderly.
No, it doesn't matter. They're experienced. You break into a veteran house right now. You think you go live? Okay.
Andre,
No. You think you go live?
But they can't run fast.
But do you speak like this?
Andre. After the veterans, then what?
Get like through the 50s through 20s. However, like the highest number is for you to get drafted. Go to that and then stop at 30. Then you wait.
Then you wait.
Then if it's look, if it's really dire. 30 through 18, I'm going to jail.
Hey.
Bro, they won't get me, bro.
But you think y'all should be last?
Yes, bro. Why you take the kid that just left 12th grade?
Why?
No, bro.
Because they're looking at you, they think you're young, you have new ideas, you're quick, you're fast learning.
Yeah. Put a kid who's never even lived in a bad place. Put a kid who's had like a good living situation. Father's a child, but I was like 2nd, 3rd grade.
Okay.
Hasn't very unconfrontational.
Oh,
right?
That's you?
I mean, I talk my trash, yes. Good grades, calm, collected, 20s. However, like.
Okay, look.
Then
this is the list right here. This is the list of people that should go to the draft. You take the people that's willing to fight first, right? Take the people that's willing to fight. Number 2, take all inmates. Y'all agree with that? Should y'all send the inmates to the war, right?
18.
There's nothing else. I mean, especially the lifers, you know what I'm saying? This might be a chance for them to get their freedom. I always thought that was logical anyway. Why not send people that's serving time to go fight a war for their freedom? You know what I'm saying? You're either gonna die, especially criminals, like the hardened criminals. Like, send their ass over there. Y'all already was murderers and shit. Here you are. I don't know. They might flee, they might go rogue, so that might be a reason too. I don't know. Then he says the veterans. So he says the veterans are already experienced, so why not send the veterans over there? The veterans already served, so I'm already knowing y'all like, hell no, we already did that. But hey, then he says everybody from 50 to 30, send their ass to the war, which is crazy. Then he said, then wait. Wait it out, see who all survives. And then if you got to send anybody over there and you really need people, 30 to 18. What y'all think about it? Should it be in reverse? That's funny to me. That's funny. But anyway, let's come back over to the markets. Still in my trade, right? So the inmates a good idea. All right, so what time is 9:50, right? 9:50. We're inside of a macro, 9:50 Eastern Standard Time to 10:10. Last time I checked, my trade was up $75, right? I got stopped out initially, but then I got right back in. I'm currently up $237, right? I might let this run all night going into tomorrow. I just might. Let's go down to a 5 minute. Why don't you look at that? How do I know that this is showing weakness and wants to go lower? I just kind of know, man. I got a feel for it. Kind of got a feel for it. Roll my stop loss down a little bit, protect some of that capital. And eventually I want to see a displacement lower, right? But Asia is pretty slow right now. We got news tomorrow in the economic calendar. We checked the economic calendar Friday. We got jolts. We got 8:30 core PCE, GDP reports. So we got some economic news tomorrow. So they're probably they might hold this market for in the morning. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna be watching it during Asia. Went over oil. Oil $95 right now. Let's go over gold. Gold currently trading at $5,111. Currently consolidating. I'm still bullish on gold, but right now it's just consolidating. If you zoom in a little bit, it's currently trading in a little fair value gap, a little busy, and it's kind of indecisive right now. So just consolidating real quiet with gold. As the conflict, as oil rises and stuff like that, they're kind of putting gold on a pause, putting gold on in a consolidation. So it's just sideways trading right now. I wouldn't call this a discount. It's still too expensive for me. I would like to see gold. If you was gonna be a buyer of gold, it needs to come down and at minimum take out these lows right here. It's about 4,841. That would be a decent discount. But right now it's at a premium. It's not cheap right now. Let me see a 20-day range. Go back 20 days, 20-day range in gold. So when you go back 20 days in gold, that's a 20-day Dillon range. I'm gonna take a Fibonacci, right? From this swing low up to that swing high right there. It's trading near equilibrium, right? Trading near equilibrium. Trading near equilibrium. So it's kind of in a neutral place where it is, you can be a buyer or seller near the equilibrium, which is the midpoint. Right now it's on the discount side of the Dillon range. So if you was a trader at the moment, it's currently offering a discount. But because it's near equilibrium, it could go either way. Look on the premium side. Well, on the premium side of the Dillon range, zoom a little close. What is this right here in the chat? What is this right here in the chat? Looking at gold, the gold market. What is this in the chat? Yep, Dusty Sibby, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. So look, it trades, it drops down, right? Drops down, goes into discount, consolidates, and when it's consolidating, it's playing both sides of the range. So it's neutral. Whenever it's playing both sides of the Dillon range, it's in a neutral position, and I need to wait for more information. And then look, it trades up to the Sibby, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, and then it drops down to discount inside of what? Let me fix that. It drops down into a BISI. This BISI is actually a suspension gap. I went over suspension gaps before. A suspension gap is when you have a candle, right? A candle, and you got a volume imbalance right here where the bodies don't touch. There's a gap in price where the bodies don't overlap. That is called a volume imbalance. And a suspension gap is when you have a volume imbalance on the top of it, above it, and below it. Look right here. There's another volume imbalance right here. So what you have to do is you have to combine this whole area, right? When you combine it, just like that, that forms a suspension gap. And look at this right here. When it trades down, do you think that's random or is that precision? Do you think that's random or do you think that's precision? When price drops right down right there and rejects right off of it and then goes higher. Is that not precision? So that's why you got to include the suspension between. So what is the suspension gap? It's a candle, right? And it's suspended between the candle above it and below it. So it's suspended in the middle. Hence a suspension gap or a block. And right now we're in a neutral position for gold. So gold is trying to get that sentiment. All the distraction, all the narrative has gone away from gold right now. All the distraction and all the narrative is away from gold because of the war, because of the oil market. And oil is trying to find some type of sentiment, right? Let's go down to a lower time frame. Let's go down to the 15-minute. And when we go down to the 15-minute, right, we go up right here. We trade up, right? Gold trades higher, trades into this daily SIBI. It trades up, it sweeps liquidity. Takes out buy side liquidity right here. They offload long positions from this discount, right? They went from a discount, they trade up to a premium, they offload their long positions, it breaks down, it consolidates, high resistance. See the back and forth trading? When the price is like looking like a barcode, it's back and forth, high resistance, but it's still going lower. You can trade in high resistance conditions, but you got to deal with a lot of retracing, a lot of wicking back and forth. And you got to get good positioning in to be able to trade in this. And then look, it drops down. 1 second. It drops down, tags this level right here. This is the equilibrium level. It's not random that price will trade there, tap it, and retrace, right? It's not random. That's a sensitive level on the daily. It rallies up, goes up, takes out liquidity. Takes out liquidity, consolidates, breaks down, displacement, breaks down. And then it goes down to the discount side inside of that suspension gap. Do you think it's random that price would trade all the way down to the discount side of that daily range and touch the midpoint of that suspension gap? Nope, that's not random. And then it finds support, it reverses, and it rallies higher. Busy. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Not random. And now it's trading up. Where is it trading to? It might want to trade right back here to equilibrium. If it goes above equilibrium, you got liquidity right here. So that's gold right now. I'm neutral on gold, and I'm not interested right now in gold because now I can get in there and do some work. I can get busy. I can roll up my sleeves and get some scalps in, but I'm not trading gold right now. And when it traded down, right, it swept this liquidity over here. Swept this liquidity right over here. Boom, just like that. They offloaded their shorts, and then they, guess what? They accumulated to buy back, and now they're headed back up to a neutral place on the chart, which is the daily. Equilibrium, which is fair value. Equilibrium, which is fair value. What we got? Shep, crypto had a small pump a bit ago. We're going to check it out. Silver. Let's go down to the daily on silver. Right now, silver, kind of similar to gold, trading at $85, right? Silver is currently trading at $85. Let's get a 20-day range on silver. Let's go back to the left, 20 days, right there. Find the Dylan range. The range in the past 20 days will be from this low up to that high right there. All right, Dylan range. Y'all in the chat, is silver in a premium or is it in a discount in the current Dylan range? Is silver in a premium or discount? It's in a premium. Yep. But I'm neutral on silver. It could go either way because it's currently in a neutral spot. If we're hanging around near equilibrium, it's kind of like neutral. So it can kind of go either way. But check it out. Let me show y'all something. Like, these markers ain't random. They're very similar. You know, I just showed you a suspension gap on gold. Well, here we are again. Another suspension gap on silver. Just different market. Different asset, another suspension gap. Let me highlight it. Do y'all think that's random? Do y'all think that's random? Do y'all think that's random? Another suspension gap. We're just looking at another market, which is silver. I don't think it's random. Check that out. But the difference is gold is at a discount and silver is at a premium, but they're both trading near equilibrium. So that's not random at all. It's not random at all. Is these markets coded or not? Are they random or not? Are they coded? Are they random? I don't think so. So that's silver. It's currently in a neutral spot. I'm neither bullish or bearish on silver right now. I'm kind of neutral. So what does that mean? I need to see other factors play out. I need to kind of see it kind of show me one-sidedness. You know what I'm saying? I need to see it show one side. Now I can get in there and get busy. I can roll my sleeves up and go in there and find me an opportunity and take a trade. But as far as like near term, is it trying to go higher or lower? I need to see a little bit more information because I'm only working inside of this range. When I look inside of this range, right, I'm not looking at everything. I'm analyzing outside of this range, but all my focus is and attention is inside of this range right here. And right now we're neutral at near this equilibrium. What played out prior to that? We traded up, traded into this level over here. You see this over here? This is a SIBI. Well, it's actually another suspension gap. Let me show you. It's a suspension gap. So when I do this, drag it over to the right, boom. So we drop down, right? And then we rally back up inside the suspension gap. See that? Is that random? No, I don't think that's random at all. We trade into the suspension gap. That's the narrative. And then we trade down, right, to discount inside of this suspension gap. And now here we are just ranging sideways. So we already went up to a premium. We come down. So if I had to be a betting man, right, if I had to bet, I think I'm going to be bearish on silver. I think it wants to, at minimum, come down and clear out some lows, come back down to discount and clean out some of this sell side liquidity. So I'm kind of leaning bearish on silver to come back down to offer more discount. As I look at this 15-minute time frame, right, look at these lows in here. They're too clean for them not to come and want to attack these lows. So that's where liquidity is. Price always seeks liquidity. It's always seeking liquidity. So what you want to be able to do is start identifying liquidity. But we also got liquidity above us. Look at these highs up here. They're leaving behind orders in the market. So we got liquidity above us. And we got liquidity below us in silver. What side of the market do they want to aim for? Sometimes you got to sit on your hand and let them show you what they want to do. So guess what? If it comes back up to a premium and it takes out these highs right here, I will be looking to short the market back down to discount. Because guess what? On the daily, we're in the premium. And I'm going to want to short at a premium. That's where market makers, that's where the smart money is getting in at. Right? So y'all make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe. If you brand new, you ain't hit that subscribe button, subscribe. Let's look at the currencies, right? Let's look at the euro. Let's look at the euro and let's look at the pound because the currencies are active right now, especially the euro. So if you look at the dollar, right? Let me tell you about the currency market, the foreign exchange market. Any pair that has dollar at the end of it, right? Any pair, any currency pair that has the dollar at the end of it, it is oppositely correlated with the dollar, right? So I'm looking at the dollar right now. The dollar is bullish. So if I look at the euro dollar, the euro dollar should be bearish. And there you go. You see it coming down? Let me look at the dollar. Let's go down to the daily. You see the dollar going up, right? The dollar going up. It's going higher. The euro is what? Going lower. Right? They're up. So that's like a little cheat code if you want to trade currencies, right? If you want to be a currency trader, you gotta watch the dollar because whatever the dollar does, the currencies that are correlated with the dollar are going to do the opposite. So that right there gives you bias. That gives you an automatic, easy directional bias. Whenever the dollar goes up, the euro goes lower. And then look at the euro dollar, the pair for the exchange, the currency exchange. It's dropping down, right? And what is it aiming for? Look over to the left. What is it trying to aim for? What is it trying to aim for? Who in here wants to trade currencies? You can trade it all, baby. I know I trade it all. I can trade it all. It don't matter what market. and you can go make money in this market. Look at this sell side liquidity below us, right? Sell side liquidity. When it rallied up, when the dollar went higher, what did it take out? Look over to the left. It took out, not the dollar, I mean the euro dollar. It takes out buy side liquidity, right? It takes out the buy side liquidity, which are pending orders. So they went long, offloaded their long positions, and then they dropped it to go short. Let's go down to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour time frame, right? They go long, right? Go long, they drop it. Here goes the inversion fair value gap right here. Inversion. It was a BISI turn inversion. What is an inversion? An inversion fair value gap is when let's say we create a BISI, right? Which is a buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, and we trade through it. Normally, in bullish conditions, we will find support and go higher. But whenever the market is bearish, it will invert it. So fair value gaps can be used multiple times. We can use it to buy and short, but you got to have context, you got to have narrative. But we trade through it, right? We trade down into it, fill it, trade outside of it. When you trade outside of it, y'all in the chat. After taking out liquidity, what is this candle right here? This up close candle before breaking down. What is this candle right here before we break down? Who in the chat knows what kind of candle that is? Order block. Yep, AWB, bearish order block. It's a bearish order block. Yep, Darelli, bearish order block. Let me find it. Right there. Bearish order block, right? So we take out liquidity, we drop down, and then we trade back up into the what? Bearish order block. Do y'all think that's random? Because I don't think that's fucking random. Trade back into the bearish order block. Look at the bodies of the candles. Forget the wicks. Look at the bodies. If I go to my settings up here and I go to symbols and I hide the wicks, right? I took off the wicks. Look at the bodies of the candles. The bodies of the candles tell the story. The bodies of the candles have the volume inside of it. So we trade back up into the order block, close, we open right here, and then we drop just like that. Just like that. Let me bring back up my wicks. Can't make that up. That's precision. And then we drop down, we consolidate, and then we drop again, right? And when we drop it again, we consolidate and we trade right back into inversion fair value gap. And this could be your entry right here inside of this. You could have got in up here if you was to short it. So yeah, people are shorting the euro dollar with all the things that's going on, where people are shorting currencies, right? And then eventually it starts to show weakness, retraces a little bit. When it retraces, right, you got a range from this swing high right here down to the swing low right there. Right? When it goes down, right, it consolidates at discount, comes back up to equilibrium, and it barely goes over to the premium side of the range. That's your shorting opportunity. Let me show you my OTE settings, which stands for optimal trade entry. Same concept as premium to discount, but it's showing you optimal entry points using the Fibonacci. And we trade right back up to the 50% level. You could be shorting right there. And then what does the market do? Drop. Look at the precision, y'all. Look at the precision. I can't make this up. OTE. Why does it just pause right there at that level? Boom, 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 and then drop. And when it drops, I can project how far it wants to go. So look at my projection levels. Once we break the 0 level right here, we got projections. Look at the 0.5 level. Doesn't price go right there to the 0.5 level? So imagine getting up here and then dropping down here. How many pips is that? Pips. There's pips in Forex. There's points in stock market. Pips. Drops. That's roughly about 316 pips, right? 316 pips in the Forex market. That's a great trade right there. You can kind of think of pips as points, but it drops, boom, just like that. Oh, let me go back. Consolidates a little bit, and then it drops again, right? It drops again. It takes out liquidity. Start looking to the left. Boom, hits liquidity right there. Right? And then it drops again. When it drops again, it's falling short of these lows over here. But if we continue to use the projection tool, I can project out where it most likely wants to go. And you could be getting out at these levels on the sell side. If the dollar keeps going higher, the euro pound is going to keep, the euro dollar is going to keep going lower. The euro is going to keep going lower. So that's the euro. I can kind of see it coming down, clearing out these lows in the market. And possibly if it gets really crazy and the dollar gets really extreme, I can see the euro coming down to this low right here. Right? So, hey man, these markets are crazy. And then you already see over there in the UK. I don't know if y'all seen it in the euro, in the European nations, and in the UK, gasoline, 14 euros per gallon. In the UK, 16 pounds per gallon. So yeah, you can see the currency starting to slip, and it's not good for these other, these other nations. Let's look at the pound. The pound, similar. The pound dollar. The pound is oppositely correlated to the United States dollar. So if the dollar is starting to rally, the pound is showing weakness. Now the euro is kind of leading the pound, right? The euro is leading the pound. So the pound is kind of lagging behind the euro, but it's currently consolidating, but it's already dipped a little. And let's see if it wants to dip a little bit more. It's currently traded down into this BISI. Highlight that BISI. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency right there. So I'm gonna highlight that. We already traded down into that. Now it's kind of ranging, and we currently got a range from this swing high right here down to that swing low. So let's go see where that range is resting. High to low. Now there's other factors to this market, right? There's other factors like interest rates. So interest rates drive these markets as well. So look at the dealer range. Swing high to swing low. We come up, we consolidate, we go to the premium side of the range. I'm using OTE though. And when we trade up to the premium side of the range and trade into OTE, do y'all think it's random that price will trade right here to the 0.75 level? 0.705 level? Nah, that's not random. Boom, just like that. Can't make that up. And we got a gap right here. We got a clear gap, which is a kind of a volume imbalance right here. Right there. And it kind of overlaps with the premium and discount. But guess what? When it comes up to the premium side, look, it trades right into it. Look at the precision. Look at the precision. Look how it trades right there. Boom. Right? Look how it trades up and fills in damn near the gap. Look at that. Can you get more precise than that? Look at that. Is that random or not precision, or is that algorithmic? Right? Is there a code behind this market? See how it trades right up there? That's not random. Is there a code behind this market? Is there a code behind this? No. So after we leave premium, right? There's nothing under here but liquidity. Look at these lows right here. There's nothing underneath us but liquidity. So where you think it's trying to draw to? It's trying to draw to the liquidity, and if not, go further and beyond. And then look over to the left. They created lows back in November of 2025. They got relative equal lows down here where there's a lot of pending orders down here. And guess what? They're going to want to come down here and grab those lows if it gets really extreme. If the dollar starts to take off and go really bullish, right? A lot of liquidity. Yes, we can cut through this SIBI and start heading for lower levels in liquidity. So that's the euro dollar. The pound dollar. So guess what? I just taught y'all a lesson in Forex. Pound, euro, dollar. Those are my three pairs in Forex. I don't really care about any other pair. You only need one pair. You got to follow the dollar. You pick between the pound and the euro. Those are the three pairs. I don't need nothing else. Those are the three. That's the trio, right? That's the European trio. The pound, the dollar, the euro, right? So I don't care about no other market outside of that in the foreign exchange market. There's the Canadian dollar. There's the CAD versus USD. There's the Australian USD. There's the Japanese USD, that pair. But I only care about three pairs: the dollar, the euro, and the pound. So there you go. Crash course into Forex. What else? I've already went over silver. I went over the treasury market. Let's get into crypto. Let's get into crypto. Let me zoom out right quick. I'm looking at Bitcoin right quick. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe if y'all learning something, right? Click the like button, share the video, sign up to the Patreon. Link is in the description, right? Link is in the description. So look at the currently on the monthly time frame for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently trading at 71,440, right? And on the monthly, it's kind of neutral. Go out to a 3 month. All right, Bitcoin currently trading down, right? Trading down. It just recently traded into a 3 month order block, right? So we're kind of seeing some sensitivity right here at this order block, right here. So I'm gonna highlight that 3 month time frame. And what y'all see me doing is I'm giving y'all a higher time frame macro analysis. I'm not really doing any intraday stuff right now with this, but I'm giving y'all a macro analysis on this bullish order block right there. All right, 3 month bullish order block. Y'all tell me if it's random that price is trading almost right there at the opening price of that order block. I don't think that's random. Nope. So we're kind of like bouncing back and forth through that. Now, if we trade through it, right, and we close on a closing basis, we got 18 days left in the month. If we close through it on a closing basis, we're probably going to slip and come for this low right here. So this hopefully Bitcoin can say today, man, it's at a pivotal point right now. I'm not even gonna lie. It's at a pivotal point. It's either gonna find support and kind of repel higher, or this shit is coming down. It's gonna hurt a lot of feelings. It's gonna hurt a lot of feelings. Y'all bullish or bearish on Bitcoin? What y'all think? Go down to the weekly or the daily. Go down to the daily. So right now, we're trading near that bit bullish order block that I got highlighted, which is right here. Trading near that bullish order block. We're kind of finding some support here, man. So we might get some displacement higher, right? We might get some displacement higher, but I'm looking currently at, let's look at the current range. The current range that I got on my chart is about, let me start on the current candle. Let me go back 60 days. So right now I got a 60-day range on my chart, right? Are we currently at a discount or are we at a premium? It's kind of obvious, but y'all tell me, is Bitcoin currently at a discount or is it currently at a premium? Now let me know. They're leaving behind lows down here, so that's interesting. They're leaving behind sell side liquidity. Yep, they're leaving behind sell side liquidity, so there might be some orders down here. Well, there are orders down there, but here we are. We might rally up. Shep, you said long-term bearish, short-term bullish. Yep, Shep, we in a discount. Yep, discount. So it's kind of, okay, are we in high resistance or low resistance? Is price currently high resistance or is it low resistance? Is it high resistance or is it low resistance? Yep, the rally high resistance. J Manson, high resistance. Yep. High resistance. So right now, people that trade Bitcoin, and I'm not talking about investing, I'm talking about the people that trade it, they're probably fighting through a lot of liquidation right now. So I'm sure if y'all go check the liquidations for Bitcoin, a lot of people getting liquidated because of the high resistance nature of the market right now. But right now, it kind of looks like it wants to rally higher. And if it does, I can see it coming up, taking out this high right here, around 73,000, 74,000. And let's say it just shoots higher to the premium, equilibrium to premium side of the range. Well, on the premium side, we got a SIBI right here. Let me highlight this SIBI. That SIBI goes back to February or January of this year. Yeah, last day of January right there. So if it wants to come up, Bitcoin could come to that premium side of that range right there. If it wants to, right? Not saying it will or it has to. I'm just saying it might want to. Let me look at the 20-day range right quick for Bitcoin. Let's start on the current candle, go back 20 days. right there, right? So we're gonna further refine this into a 20-day range. So the 20-day range for Bitcoin would be from this swing low to that swing high right there. So I'm gonna highlight that swing low up to this swing high right there. Let me change my settings. Dealer range. So on the 20-day range, right, you can look back, start on the current candle, look back 20, that find the range, 20, 40, 60 trading days. Each one of those ranges or days in price will give you a different range. A lot of times you only need to work with the 20-day range, but because we had a massive sell-off in Bitcoin, I'm using the 60-day range. But in the 20-day range is at a premium. It's at a premium. So when we're trading up right now, I can look at it right now on the premium side. Let me remove this right here. Let me remove the 60-day. Let me remove the 60-day. 1 second. Remove the 60-day. And it's definitely in a tight consolidation. So this is the 20-day range right here. We're in the premium, right? And we just traded up and swept this high right here on buy side liquidity. Right here. This was a high from Tuesday. So we took out this buy side liquidity right there, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop down the lower time frames. Yeah, it's barcoding, AWB, barcoding. Took out that liquidity and I'm gonna drop down to lower time frames. Previous days high right there, right? So now I'm gonna drop down to, let's say, a 15-minute. So you can see, if you look, zoom out, oh, there's a lot of equal lows below us, right? So a lot of equal lows, and yes, it's barcoding, but we took out previous day's high from earlier this week, which was on a Tuesday. Swept that high right there. Right, swept that buy side. Now it's kind of like ranging back and forth, kind of consolidating. And what I'm noticing, what I'm looking at is, like, I don't know if they want to do it or not, but look at all these lows in here, right? This is what retail sees, right? Let me show you what retail sees. Retail see this right here. They see support, right? Support. But what the market makers would do, they'll come down and cut straight through all this. How many times y'all seen that in y'all retail traders? They'll come down and cut through all of this. And what you don't know is they're aiming for liquidity that's resting below the market at a discount. So I don't know if that's in the cards, but that's a possibility that they might want to do that. Let's drop down to a 5-minute. Right now it's just consolidating, right? Look at the time of day. It's Asia, 10:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's the Asia session. So let's see what they might want to do. I'm still bearish on Bitcoin, but into further notice, you know, they might want to rally it higher, but into further notice, I'm bearish. They just took out previous day's high. Let's go down to a 1 minute. You can see sweep liquidity, displacement lower, right? Displacement lower. And now it's really just fucking chopping, right? Chopping. They got equal lows in here. See these lows? That's a draw on liquidity if they decide to displace it and take out these lows. And if they take that out, it can run even lower and probably clean out all these lows over here. So that's Bitcoin right now. But right now it's very high resistance. If I was trading it, I wouldn't trade it right now. I'll probably wait till like London, or I'll probably wait till like the New York session. But right now I wouldn't touch it. I can get in there and get busy though. I can get in there and get busy. That don't mean I can't get in here and trade it. I could. But no, I'm not. You got a swing high right here, swing low. That's a range. Swing high right here, swing low. Trades into it. Let's look a little closer. This is a 1 minute time frame. High to low. Comes up, premium, right? 50% level, trades into the premium. Look to the left. What is this right in the chat? That's a SIBI, right? All the way down on the 5 minute time frame. All time frames. These markers are fractal. It repeats the same shit over and over again. Boy, it's a blessing to know this right now, because guess what? I just feel so confident in this because nobody can take it from me. I'm very confident in what I'm showing you. I've learned this skill set, put the time in, and I could do this in any market. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing to learn this. And once you learn it, you're going to get that confidence. And you're going to be able to, like, this is a skill set nobody can take from me. But look, OTE, high to low. Trades up. Optimal trade. Well, we go into the premium optimal trade entry. Y'all think it's random that it trades up into the OTE level, hits the 62% level, and then drops, and now it's consolidating, right? Consolidating, and if it drops some more, liquidity. See these lows in here? Sell side liquidity. That would be my target right there. So just waiting on Bitcoin. Right now, in the short term, I'm bearish on Bitcoin. I think it could come down, come back down to 71,000-ish. If I was trading this, I'll be killing it right now. Very clean. Lucky Mane 1K. What's good, Boss Vision? What's up, Lucky Mane? Lucky Mane, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, man. It's been a decent live stream tonight, this evening. Going over some technical shit. Not too much. Let me go check my trade right quick. Let's come back over to the ES. Look at ES right here. Still in that trade, right? Still in my trade. What I'm gonna do is, and if y'all just coming in, I think we're gonna have a nice Black Friday, Friday the 13th. I think we're gonna come down, and I think the market's gonna be bloody tomorrow. I think they're gonna be real bloody. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Real bloody. Now, I'm gonna roll my stop loss. When I roll my stop loss, right, I'm in profit. So if I get stopped out, it doesn't kill me. That's the beauty about trading. When you know what you're doing, you can protect and preserve your capital. There is no excuse for you not to preserve and protect your earnings and your capital. Look at this. We trade up, trade down. Who knows what that is right there? These two up close candles right here. Well, there's really three, but these three up close candles right here. What is that in the chat? What is that in the chat? It's a change in the state of delivery. So what kind of PD array is that? What kind of PD array is that? Change in the state of delivery. This is the ES. AWB order block. Yep. Change in the state of delivery. That's the definition of an order block, y'all. The definition, write that down. The definition of an order block is the change in the state of delivery. The change in the state of delivery. Let me find what I'm looking for. Order block, bearish order block. Boom. Up close candles are bearish order blocks. Down close candles are bullish order blocks. Look how price trades into that order block right there. That could be a potential entry. See how it's trading into that? Look at that right there. It's beautiful, man. It's like poetry in motion. Once you understand the markets, you understand the algorithms that's behind the markets. It's one algorithm, but guess what? This algorithm is in all markets. The algorithm is in all markets. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, share the video. You looking at some advanced shit right here. This is what they don't want you to know neither. They don't want you learning this. Once you unlearn this, you unlock the cheat code of life. You just got to learn certain other aspects like protecting money, preservation of capital. But once you learn this, you learn the cheat code of life, right? Why is it being sensitive to that level right there? Trades up into it. Now I want to see it drop. Y'all think that's random? Nah, that's not random. It should start to go now. Up $400 so far. $400. I'm aiming for equal lows down here. So let's see if it wants to. And guess what? I don't even have to demand that whole thing. I can get out before that. I can start getting out at these bissies and securing profits, right? I can start locking in profits. So I'm gonna come back to that in a minute. Let's go look at XRP. So XRP right now, kind of similar to Bitcoin. XRP currently trading at $1.40, right? Nothing has changed much with Bitcoin. XRP, man, it's real dead in the streets right now. Let's go look at the crypto sentiment. I like to go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go check the algorithm. What are people saying about XRP? Let's go see what people are saying about XRP. The community is washed. It's dead, right? I told you, XRP is here, man. Tired. $1,000 XRP would change your life, right? Oh my God, he just nuked XRP. A lot of clickbait. Aren't y'all tired of this shit? Eric Trump was asked about XRP on camera. HBAR, not XRP. Look at that. Bank shocking raise, April failure. XRP will mint millionaires. It most likely will, but guess what? We can become millionaires before XRP mints millionaires. If you're holding XRP, you're losing millions without even knowing it. Not the narrative. I can't show you how many times this dude right here, up and down, roller coaster. Close your mouth, dude. Close your mouth. Right? XRP is about to change forever. Major change is coming. XRP, we make a lot of money, Trump says. Man, this space is cool. Oh my God, now she's doing it too now. Now she's doing it too. She didn't come in the game like this. She didn't start off like this, but now she got the mouth wide open. XRP supply shock, too late. XRP supply shock is coming. Most people will miss out. Boy, ain't that some recycled media from about 3 years ago? XRP, Elon Musk eyeing XRP for X payments. They're keeping XRP down until this happens. I bet y'all clicked and watched that, huh? 30,000 views. But here, I'm here to tell you the truth, man. Here, I'm here to tell you the truth. We're going to get into the real price action and the algorithm that's controlling XRP. Nobody's saying that, right? Nobody talks about the algorithm that's controlling the market. So right now, XRP is consolidating, right? Let's go down to 20 day, the daily. Very similar to Bitcoin. Very similar to Bitcoin. Let's look back about 60 days. Might have to look a little bit further, but let's go back about 60 days. Let's start on the current candle. That's about 70 days right there. 60 days right here. So the 60-day range, which I'm gonna go ahead and include this right here. I'm gonna include this. This is about 70 days of price action right here. It's clear as day, but it's a simple question. Is XRP in a discount or premium? Or is it in a premium or discount? Simple question. Same similar price action like Bitcoin. So whatever Bitcoin does, crypto is going to do. Is it in a discount or premium? Yes, it's in the discount. It's currently consolidating in the discount, right? Very high resistance. It's even more high resistance than Bitcoin. Way more high resistance than Bitcoin. So it's really chopping sideways, right? No volume, no volatility, no movement. Bitcoin clearly has more volume in here, but that doesn't mean I can't get in there and get busy though, right? I can do that. Now this right here is brutal. This is ugly right here. So I'm not even gonna lie. Looks like a barcode, right? It's back and forth barcoding. So that just means it's high resistance. It's barcoding back and forth. So if you were somebody who trades in those conditions, you will have a difficult time if you don't know what you're doing. So let me go back 20 days right here. This is the 20-day range for XRP. And this is as bad as it gets right here. That's the 20-day range on XRP. Right, let me see if I can go back 40 days. That's as bad as it's going to get. 40 days. So the 40-day range is about right here. So right now it's clearly at discount, but if we look at a 20-day range, right? If we look at a 20-day range, this high right here down to that low right there, premium to discount. Let me hide some of this stuff. I'm gonna hide that. I'm gonna hide this. And I'm gonna hide this right here. So right now, if I'm just focusing on XRP, right? Just focusing on XRP, this is the current range we're in. In this current range on the 20-day, right? Are we in a premium or are we in a discount in XRP? This is some nasty price action. On the 20-day range, is it in a premium or is it in a discount? Yes, Shep, it's in a premium, but what is it trading to? What is it trading to? So we just came up, we took out a high from Wednesday, took out Wednesday's high. And we also looking at this wick right here, right? You got to measure that wick. This wick from Tuesday of this week, right? Wick from Tuesday of this week. Use my quadrants. That is a ghost pool traded into that. Look, is it random that we trade to the 0.5 level? No, it's not random. Not random at all. Right there. I can add more levels. Let's add my eighth level right there. Boom. So we add more levels to that. Yeah, we traded up to this 0.37 level right there and we rejected. So what it's showing me is weakness. We're showing weakness. Let's go down to a 4 hour. Let's go down to a 4 hour. On the 4 hour time frame, you can see how we traded into it. We kind of rejected. So it's kind of like, it's nasty. If I was trading this, I would not be touching it right now because of the clear nature of this market, and it's just not clean. The daily, the higher time frame is very high resistance. Let's go down to the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, right, we reject off of trade up, We trade into a SIBI over here to the left, right? So I'm gonna highlight that. That's a SIBI. Sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. If you just joined, make sure you hit that like button. If you're brand new, subscribe. Don't leave without subscribing. This is one of the best educational channels you're gonna ever get. So don't leave without subscribing. So look how we trade up into the SIBI, right? Inside of a daily goals pool. Now we're rejecting it down. And as we come down, we trading into a BISI, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. We could cut through this. So nothing is set in stone, nothing is clean right now in this consolidation. Right? We could trade down into it. Look how we just traded right to that. That's not random. And we could trade through it, right? And we could come down and clear out these lows. So XRP is not an easy read right now. This is one of the harder reads you're gonna see. One of the harder reads you're gonna see. The guy trades down, boom. And it just tapped it. But let's see. It also went up. It cleared out buy side liquidity, right? It cleared out liquidity from Wednesday's high. Cleared it out right here. So they took liquidity. They trade up into a SIBI, which is an inefficiency, and now it's trading lower. And if it trades lower, kind of similar to Bitcoin, look at these relative equal lows down here. I can see them coming down and clearing that out. So they might want to do that as well. They might want to come down and clear this out right there. So yeah, that's XRP right now, right? I'm not gonna sit here and watch every movement of it. I'm not gonna watch every move of it. I'm just gonna showing you what's happening right now in price. So I'm pretty much neutral as far as what is. If you ask me what you think about XRP, is it time to buy it? Is it trying to go lower? Right now, I'm just neutral because it's hanging out in a tight consolidation. It's in a deep discount. And it's neutral right now. It's not really moving. There's no movement. So that means there's no institutional sponsorship. There's no institutional sponsorship right now. That means the institutions haven't dipped their toe into the water to move this market around. There's no volume. There's no movement. So whenever it's like that, it's hands off. You don't touch it and you wait. If you're somebody who's just been sitting in it and you bought it way up here at premiums, I'll be trying to probably cut ties right now. You know what I'm saying? That's not financial advice, but that's just me thinking as a trader. But for the trader side of me, it's like, don't touch this market. Don't touch it right now because it can go higher or lower. So if you was investing in this and you buy it now and it drops lower, you're going to regret it. I'm gonna repeat it again. If you was an investor in this and you're looking to buy right now and you buy it and it drops lower, you're going to regret it. Right? You're going to regret it. It could go higher, right? If it goes higher, you buy right now, then hey, you're gonna be satisfied. But there's a lot of volatility, and I'm gonna tell you now, the institutions aren't playing in this market. You don't hear about the crypto market. There will be no crypto market if $1 trillion come out of it per day, like the traditional stock market. The S&P 500 today alone lost about $700 billion, right? The month of March already seen 2.2 trillion liquidated out the market. So if that happened, if 2.2 trillion came out of crypto market this month alone, there will be no crypto market. So what does that mean? What am I trying to say? There's no institutional sponsorship in this market right now. They're not in here right now moving the markets around. It's a very dull and quiet market. And that's why you see this compressed consolidation. Lucky Main, if it goes below 1, I'm selling everything and buying all the crypto I can. Okay, Lucky One. Just if you do that, just be prepared. If you got to sit for the next 10 years, no, I'm playing. If you got to sit for a year and a half, I mean, do what you got to do. But what I've been promoting as of lately is the skill of trading. Let me go check my trade. Go check my trade right quick in the ES. Just consolidated right now. Still trading around that order block. So just consolidating right now. And we got a macro coming up at 1050. I should just pull my profit right now and walk away. Cut ties with it. But I'm bearish. I pretty much covered everything, man. Anything y'all want to check out before I get up out of here? I'm not going to hold y'all all night. I've pretty much covered mostly everything. So is there anything y'all want to look at before I head up out of here? The floor is yours. Y'all now have the floor. So is there anything y'all want to check out before I head up out of here? The floor is now yours. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Go check out X right quick. They're talking about on X. Is there breaking news? Canton Network, huh? You want to look at Canton Network? Want to look at Canton Network? We're going to check it out. Look at this. Look at this hype right here. Breaking news, Bitcoin just pumped 72,000, ETH has reclaimed 2,100, and stock market erased 1 trillion in the same day. Crypto bros right now. Then I just get done explaining that Bitcoin going up to 72,000 doesn't even compare to $1 trillion. No, the people, the traders, right? The traders that shorted the stock market right now. That's what this should say. The traders that shorted the stock market, right? Because if you was in sync with the short, like I am in my trade right now, right? If you was in sync with it, like I am with my trade right now, you would be trying to short this market right now, like I am. I just showed you Bitcoin not doing a goddamn thing. Let me come back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, oh, look at that. Look at, I guess they spoke early, right? You know how they speak early. Look at Bitcoin slipping. Now, didn't I just mark out this level, y'all? Didn't I just draw this up for y'all and show y'all what Bitcoin was trying to do? And there we go. We took out that low, right? I'll be taking profit right there. But guess what? Look at my projection levels. We already blew through that level. Next level right here. This is Bitcoin, right? So guess what? The crypto bros are laughing a little bit too early, bro. The crypto bros are like the passport bros, bro. They kind of, crypto bros are kind of lame, man. They kind of lame, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. The crypto bros are kind of lame. They celebrating too prematurely, right? Bitcoin ain't rallying too significantly. Shep, thanks for all the analysis. Appreciate it, Shep. Let me go look at Canton Network. Let me go do this for this gentleman right quick. Let's go look at Canton Network. Let me pull that up. Let's go pull up Canton Network. Pull up my crypto matrix. So before I look at Canton Network, I run all the cryptos down to you, the major ones at least. Got XRP 140, XLM 16 cents, XDC 3 pennies, HBAR 9 pennies. Constellation DAG, oh my god, it's that air. 1 penny, y'all. 1 penny for Constellation. That might be the steal. Quant $64, Ethereum 2,100, and they celebrating. Quant came off a high of about 5,000, y'all. Now they celebrating that it's up to 2,100. Come on, man. You got Bitcoin at 71,000, coming down, still bearish. Let me see what else. What's that guy now? He be like, what's the guy name? I'm gonna do it like this. How it's gonna go. We got IOTA right now, 6 pennies, coming down, still bearish. What's that guy that on YouTube? I forgot his name, bro. The crypto guy. He in the XRP community. We got Solana right now, $89, ready to blow. We got Algorand, 9 pennies. We got Flare, Air, 0, affordable. God damn, bro. You could take your rent and buy some fucking Flare. Internet ICP 268, Sologenic 3 pennies, Cardano 26 cents, Chainlink 922. Yeah, bags, man. OG bags, whatever. Not Claver, man. Not Claver. OG bags, whatever, man. Crypto bags, XRP bags. Yeah. You said you agree that all the bros are related. Let me look at Canton Network right quick. Let's go over here. Canton Network. Somebody tell me what the ticker is for Canton Network crypto. Okay, I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. Y'all always want to know about the shit that don't matter. Canton Network, 14 cents, right? I'm just joking, by the way. Man, Canton, what? It's only been out for what? Canton Network only been out since November? Man, I wouldn't touch this I wouldn't touch this if gold was sitting on it. I wouldn't touch it. but it's at 14 cents. The low is at 5 pennies. I mean, it's just like any other crypto market. It ran up, cleared out buy side liquidity, starting to high resistance, and it's selling off. So I can see it come down, take out this low, trade into this BISI right here. So that's Canton Network. That's Canton Network right there. I know a lot of people want to get rich being early in things, but guess what? I'm here to show y'all that y'all can get rich trading the most liquid markets out there that's been around, right? Trading the most liquid markets that's been around. So come back over and check on my trade. ES. The old traditional Nasdaq in the S&P 500, right? Consolidating right now. I'm waiting on that. Waiting on it to drop. It's gonna do it here in the macro at 9:50. I mean 10:50 p.m. No problem, Lucky Man. No problem. Are you invested in it, Lucky Man? Are you invested in it? I'm not knocking it. I just gotta be a guide. I gotta be, I gotta be responsible with what I see. I can't steer you wrong. It's not in me to steer you wrong like some of these YouTubers and crypto people. Anything else, y'all? Anything else? What else y'all want to know? Y'all got questions? Y'all got questions? Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, hit the link in the description, join the network, join the Discord, join the Patreon. Click that link in the description. I'm watching my trade here in about 2 minutes. I want to see what the macro does. Right, I'm expecting weakness. Dusty, good class. Man, I dropped a lot, man. Did I go over some of y'all head? Was it too much? And my thing is, are y'all retaining the information? Are you retaining the information? Okay, Lucky, you got a light bag. Got a light bag. Let's see what the market does here in about a minute. We got about 20 minutes. Shep, you said good info. Yep, appreciate it, Shep. Appreciate it. I'm still thinking of ways to expanding this content, expanding it, making it better. This is a pure educational channel. I enjoy teaching this stuff, helping others, and I'm doing it for free. Doing it right here on this channel. If you want more in depth, you gotta link in with me though. Lucky Man, everything's so cheap. Why not? Well, Lucky, the thing about everything being so cheap, that doesn't mean it's not gonna come out of that. So look, Lucky, with this skill set that I do, right, you might put your money into something. And I know everybody's situation different. You might be in a situation where you got a fuck ton of money and you can just throw money into shit and sit there and wait for the next 5 years to see if it does something, right? But over here on my channel, right, we teaching you how to compound money right now. We teaching you how to put money to work right now, right? Learning how to put money to work right now. And that's what I'm currently doing right now, looking at this S&P 500. You know what I'm saying? Can you go get a 2% return right now sitting in Canton, or can you go get it here in the next hour or two? Can you go get a 2% return in the next hour or two? Can you do that 5 times a week? You know what I'm saying? What if you get 2% return 5 times a week? That's 10% at the end of the week, right? What if you aim for 10% every week for the month? What is that at the end of the month? That's 40% a month. What if you go get 40% every month? What if that's your goal? Let's say you can get 40% every month. What percentage is that at the end of the year? That's 480% by the end of the year. So that's kind of what we thinking, right? How many markets or assets going to give you 480% return? Canton is Chi-Town backed. Okay. Then he said Canton would be one of the cryptos that does well. They're connected. I'm not doubting it. Lucky Man, nothing beats consistency. I respect that. Appreciate it, Lucky Man. And I'm not discouraging any long-term investing. Just make sure you do your research and just make sure you got the mental capacity to sit in something for the next fucking 5 to 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not 10, but maybe the next 2 to 5 years. Be prepared. If you're gonna put your money into something, be prepared to sit in it for the next 2 to 5 years. And if it don't do nothing in the next 2 to 5 years, you need to put that money to work elsewhere. You probably better be off putting it in a high yield savings account. AWB. The only concern with Canton is that the tech can be used without the coin. Coin is for governance. Shout out to you, AWB, for your insight and your knowledge on cryptocurrency. There's no other enlightened person than AWB. Still in this trade. We in the macro too, right? So as soon as I said, watch for the macro, price starting to drop a little bit, right? Starting to drop just a little bit. Let's go down to the 1 minute. Starting to drop just a little bit. Up $512. Y'all witnessed me getting this trade live too, right? Y'all witnessed me getting this trade live. If I get stopped out, I don't lose nothing. Canton's value will only come from tokenization, and Canton nothing, and on Canton nothing more. Okay, AWB, talk your shit, AWB. Talk your game. Talk your game. Let's zoom in on price a little bit. Price a little bit. I can see a little range. We trade up. These two up close candles right here. Order block. Low volume in the market too. I hate when it's like this. It's not exciting. I like the movement. I like the speed. Look at that right there. You think that's random? Think that's random? Trade right into that. Think that's random? Opening price. Or these two up close candles. Order block. We trade down. Trade right back into it. Boom. We inside of a macro. That's not random. Not random. Not random at all. Algorithmic. I've been preaching that. Preaching that. What would y'all do right now if y'all was up $500+ right now? What would you do? Would you be trying to like, let me take the money? Would you take the money? Lenny, you said Canton is definitely gonna do better than Velo and SHX. Yeah, man. Oh, y'all debated in the Discord. Y'all debate that in the Discord. Look at price starting to roll over. Y'all watching this? Press 1 if y'all watching the price, right? Y'all press 1 if y'all watching price. Just, it's algorithmic. It repeats over and over, right? It repeats over and over. Y'all watching? Then he messing with AWB, man. AWB, hey, he gonna get him hunting you down, man. He gonna hunt you down. He gonna hunt you down. Don't. He gonna hunt you down. You already know how you can get. Don't be dodging him. Still in this macro, 1055. The macro goes from 1050 to 1110. That's a 20-minute window, so I'm just trying to see how this trade pans out in the next few minutes. Yeah, man. Jay Manson, you in here? Jay Manson, you here? Oh shit, Jay Manson. Better stop ducking. You better stop dodging AWB, man. Stop dodging them. Stop dodging them. Stop dodging them. Trade coming back up. In this fucking macro, coming back up. What do we hit? Look over here to the left. Trade down into this Sibby or Bissy. Yeah, we trade down into that Bissy. You say Real House Traders of Boss Vision. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, look, we trade up, right? We kind of tap this Bissy right here, right? Kind of tap. Zoom in a little bit. Nah, we didn't tap it. Well, let me do this. Yep, we barely tap it, right? No, we didn't. Well, let me zoom in a little closer. Damn, look at the precision. Look at that precision, yo. Look at the top of the fair value gap right here. That's that right there. Look over to the right. If that's not precise, right? Look at that. You gotta have real good eyes. Oh, it barely missed it. Let me come back over to the left. Yeah, right there. I'll zoom in a little bit. Yeah, man, look at that right there. Can you make that up? Can you make that shit up right there? Y'all see that? Y'all see that shit? Look at that. Is that not algorithmic? I'm still amazed by this. I've been doing this for a while now, and I'm still just like, fuck. Look at that. Look at that right there. You know what I'm saying? You can't make that up. This market is not random at all. Not random at all. You can't make that shit up right there. Now I want to see it come back down. I want to see it drop. We're still in the macro, 10:58. We're about to start the new hour, right? Start the new hour. We got a range. This swing high down to the swing low. Swing high down to the swing low right there. Dealing range. On the premium side. On the premium side of the dealing range, on this little 1 minute range, we're on the premium. We trade into this order block right here. Trade into this order block right here. And we also trade into this Civi. That's not random. That's not random. Right? Trade up into it, still at equilibrium. Look at that. Look how it's going up to premium. They're offering themselves premium orders, right? Order block, which is down closed candle. I mean, it's up closed candle right there. Now we're back at the discount side of the range. And now let's see if we can offer speed to come back down and blast through that. Real time, y'all. Real time. Who else is showing y'all algorithmic price action real time? Smash that like button, y'all. Subscribe. About to start the new hour, 11 o'clock. When I'm trading, y'all, I'm not even thinking about the money. Not even thinking about the money. I'm thinking about execution. I'm thinking about how price should be delivering in trading, right? It should be performing a certain way. I'm not even looking at the money. I'm looking at algorithmic. The algorithm should be doing certain things. Right now it's just consolidating, coming back up to the premium. Coming back up to premium. What is this line right here? Is that order block? Let's come back out to the daily. Kind of got lost. Okay. Yeah, definitely bearish. Definitely bearish. We gonna get a big sell-off tomorrow, bro. Maybe tonight, y'all stay up, look at the markets during London. Said the precision is uncanny. Hell yeah. Y'all look at the markets during London, and I think we might get that sell-off during London, right? Because it's already kind of showing signs. Look how this market opens, right? It trades internally into yesterday's candle. Trades inside of yesterday's candle. There's inefficiencies and liquidity inside of yesterday's candle. And now I want to see heavy roll over going into tomorrow. And I already told you, if it happens, I told you first. If it happens, I'm the one who told you first. And for the person that was like, what stock market crash? It might not crash dramatically, but it's coming down. And every day it loses about 1%. Here in the past few weeks, it's been losing value every week in the trillions. So billions and trillions. So, hey, we're going to have that big one. We due for a big one too. So we're due for one. But here I am demonstrating how you can be a part of it. You can be a part of this. So why not be a part of, you know, the pain that they gonna say that's happening when they're on both sides of the market? But I'm gonna sit in this, you know, I'm gonna monitor it. I might take a screenshot and post it. But other than that, I have nothing else to talk about for the markets tonight, because right now there's not enough movement in price. So it's kind of dry and boring. So I'm gonna sit through this all night, I guess. But in the meantime, man, I appreciate y'all joining. If you're brand new, welcome. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the Discord. Subscribe to the Patreon. Link is in the description. Appreciate y'all joining. Y'all be vigilant. We got a lot of craziness going on outside. Be vigilant. Stay safe. Protect yourself. Stay prayed up. Invest wisely. Preserve your capital. Protect your capital. And continue to learn this skill set that I'm teaching y'all. Continue to learn this skill set. It's very valuable. Once you learn it, nobody can take it from you, and it goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? And I hope to see y'all teaching other people. You learn it from somebody, and then one day you can teach others. You know, pass the information down. Pass it down to your children. Other than that, man, I appreciate y'all joining. I'll get back with y'all on the next one. Peace out.